Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil. There's so much time to kill, he promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shell. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but always fine as long as Shazbin 9 and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran shoot feeling so insecure. The money earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge toward because his code can't be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap, while DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machinist, snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun is shy or scant to see if hours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending different bills when truth is dead to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. He's nearly over and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here. Sorry for a little bit of silence at the start there. I had a Windows update and it reset things on bloody OBS. That's a fucking good start. But yeah, we're fucking fine now, hooray. So yeah, hi guys, King Jad here. Hope you're all doing well on this fine Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday 12th October 2022. And yeah, as you can see here, Phil had a very desperate day yesterday. Within a span of 8 hours, he had an all-time high record of 6 explicit big tweets as captured here by our absolute mad lad, as one of the top tier detractors out there, providing all sorts of valuable information piece a piece there. So there you can see here, back from break, swing by and support, you know, this is like 2:17 PM on the 10th of October, 4:20, make up for a very slow start, 2:47 again, so within half an hour, please swing by and support, 4:20, make up for a very slow start, 6:57, please support if you can. 8:28, I need support, swing by and help out. 10:12, it's like, please make up for missed Bassmaster stream on Sunday, please support if you can. This was, the desperation was at an all-time goddamn high. Prophet's saying there's no notification for the stream. I did actually make a mistake. Well, technically it was OBS that made a mistake. When I set up the stream for today, it gave me an error the first time, and so I had to redo it. But it turned out that error the first time still set up the stream. So I technically had 2 different streams due to go live at the exact same fucking time. So one of them was like a false one, essentially. So right before, I only discovered that when I fucking was about to start the stream fucking today. And I was like, oh for fuck's sake, you know. There you go. It is what it is, you know. It's just OBS being a bit daft. Or me being a bit daft. A bit of column A, a bit of column B. But yeah guys, so Phil was absolutely desperate last night, and the thing is though, Phil had a happy time eventually because he managed to get his required amount of tippage. He got over $200 yesterday overall, and but the thing is though, Phil, I just love the fucking tone in Phil's voice when he talks about the difference in the day.
Alright guys, this is it, the big finale of Street Fighter 6 Code.
Shut the fuck up, Phil, nobody was asking for your fucking opinion. So Phil had a very short daily crap the other day, and look at the title of it, the day where everything went right. But the thing is though, Phil's day yesterday was not that much different from the previous fucking day. Because if you look at what happened in both days, okay, Phil still had a lot of bitching and whining about a particular tweet. He still had moments in his chat where he actually banned members for disagreeing with him and having a contrary opinion. He legit called out somebody in Bassmaster for voicing their thoughts. He demanded an apology from the guy. The guy said no. He said, if you got to ban me, but I'm not apologising. And so Phil leaned him, he leaned a member. So it was a strange day where Phil was still having a fucking very salty day. The only difference in the day was essentially the two different things. One, the games seemed to behave themselves, even though he did talk about how choppy Bassmaster was. You know, the frame rate of Bassmaster is all a bit choppy and all that nonsense. But aside from that, the games performed well for him in terms of, like, you know, running compared to the previous day where Overwatch had issues and the Disney Dreamlight as well had issues from. But the only other big main difference, of course, is the amount of tips. And he was well supported. The day stream was actually... The day stream was probably what you could argue is Phil's preferred method of, you know, contributions, you could say, because it was quite regular. Like, if you scroll down on the tracker... Oops, too far. So the day stream here, as you can see here, it's like the contributions are quite, you know, it's not as if there's one massive contribution that stands out here. Also, there's a few like $20, you know, $15, $20, you know, 15, 18, but they're quite, you know, I would argue that's quite, you know, that's well supported on a good average. There's a good few averages in there that are supporting that decently. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Phil, these kind of days for Phil is what he aims for and what he strives for. But look at the night stream, in complete comparison, look at the night stream. If you ignore the one massive whale tip, he had less than $50 at that fucking point in time, really. Less than $50. And then somebody came along with a big $75 donation out of nowhere.
You're a fucking moron for buying.
Fuck off. Phil was live, hooray for that. But you get what I'm saying though, the only difference in the days was essentially the amount of money he got in those fucking days, because the fucking previous day, of course, he had a very fucking poor performance where he barely, you know, he didn't even get $100. Over $98 overall he got from the whole previous day's exertions. Nobody wailed out for him and he freaked the fuck out. When he played Bassmaster last night, he had the black begging shirt on. You can see it here. And the daily crap, the black begging shirt was worn, he looked all forlorn, he sent out the tweets, he only had like $9 or $7 or something like that for a long time in Bassmaster, until some magical mystery fucking person came along and saved the day. He gave him a great fucking day with a $75 contribution, and all of a sudden Phil was full of... Listen to this daily crap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 11th of October, 2022. What a good day, and let me tell you, polar opposite from the bad day that I had yesterday on Monday, okay?
Not really, though. Not fucking really, for the reasons I've fucking explained already. You still had the fucking parts of the fucking day we bitched and whined about the fucking, you know, tweet, the guy that docked you, you know what I mean? You're still fucking, that guy's living rent-free in your fucking head. And the only difference, I'm saying the only difference was the fucking money he got, essentially. That's literally it.
Hey, there was no drama.
Yes, there was. You fucking stalled Bassmaster. We demanded an apology from somebody, and they basically called you bluff. He was like, hey, fucking, I'll save me money. Go for it then. Make an example of me, Phil, and you fucking eventually did. There was fucking drama. You're pretending there wasn't because you're well supported, tips-wise. Well, I say well supported. Well supported in the sense of the value of the tips you got, not the number of them.
There was no baloney going on.
Yes, there was.
Really chill podcast this morning.
Not really.
Where we talked about game news and had some fun Q&A.
Not really.
Great progress in The Evil Within. As I told everyone this morning, what I was basically trying to do was change my schedule now to make sure that I make enough progress that I can beat Evil Within before nonstop new releases start hitting starting next week. Because next week with Plague Tale Requiem, right after that there's like 2 games. Right after that there's 2 games. So it's just like nonstop. If I don't finish Evil Within by then, I'm going to be in a situation where I'm stuck. Okay?
Sure.
To make sure that I finish it before that happens.
Sure.
The first major Boxman boss encounter with still time. People were really enjoying the playthrough.
Shut up.
Bassmaster Fishing Tuesday night bites instead of Sunday night bites, because remember Sunday I was doing the Street Fighter 6 beta. Wow. It was great. Originally it started off really slow, but the second half picked up big time. People started coming by and supporting in a big way.
No, Phil, no. We've already fucking debunked this. Nobody really came by and supported the big... One person... And it was probably fucking OIC or some pish, whatever. So it's like somebody who's a regular in his fucking chat vanished in between this contribution coming in. It was probably some OIC or some fucking pish, because I hadn't seen some talk about it where somebody randomly vanished from the chat for like 5 minutes, and in between then, this massive contribution came out of fucking nowhere, then the guy came back. Which is a bit of a coincidence. Or was it Bernstein, Kevin Bernstein? I didn't see the fucking... But that's what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. And the fucking message as well, Phil's fucking... This is what I'm saying. You want to know what the fucking tip message was? Please leave this anonymous. This should get you hopefully close to your goal and cover that whole Xbox Game Pass. That's right, Phil got money taken off him during that Bassmaster stream for Game Pass, and he used that as a fucking reason for people to need to tip him as well. Because he was like, oh, technically I'm down money. I'm down $6 from this Bassmaster stream so far. Guys, please tip me and support me, because technically I'm losing money right now. I've got a net overall loss because this Game Pass took money off me. I was like, fuck's sake, man. The amount of fucking pleading and begging and just whining from the guy. Platinum in Pictures, no offence, Platinum in Pictures, I'll believe it when I see it. You're not the first one. No offence to you here, right? But there's been so many, these people that give money to Phil who claim they're done with him and then they end up going back to him like a fucking battered wife. No offence to you, pal, but I've seen it so many fucking times before. But hey, as long as you're happy, pal, that's the main thing. You do what you want to do, pal. As long as you're fucking happy at the end of the day, that is the main thing, Platinum Pictures, okay? That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, anyway, Phil is going to have an interesting day today because even though he had a lot of fucking good times with the fucking, people tipped me and I got over $200, there is one little key takeaway here. Phil has dropped below 500 members even. He is now technically at 400, I think it's technically 491 he's at right now, even though he updated with a new member at the end. So it says 492. He did actually ban a member. So technically, in fact, we can find it right now actually, can't we? He's actually at 490 right now. As we speak, he's at 490 members right now. So, that Phil is, and he's determined, he set his stall out and says he's not going to change the goal. He's determined not to change the members goal, he's going to keep it at 600. But we'll have to wait and see if Phil changes his stance on that because he's due to lose 100 more on the 23rd of September, October. So it's quite interesting to see what happens in between now and then.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Platinum Pictures. So Super Chat, it says, I promise. I said, but you don't have to. Like, you can hold on to your money if you want, pal. It's okay. What fans do, what Phil fans do with their money is their own business, you know what I mean? If people are happy to give Phil money, if they get happiness from that, that's on them, you know what I mean? But it's like, the main thing is, as long as you're fucking happy. So many people give Phil money, not because they feel joy from his content, because they actually buy into his fucking lies. They buy into thinking he actually needs their money, when they don't fucking want to listen to where it's fucking going. Yes, Phil does actually spend money on bills, there's no denying that, he does have his own bills to pay. But the fact is he squanders so much of it, he squanders, I'd argue that over half of his income, at least and a minimum, is just squandered on stupid shit, mainly in things like WWE Champions, and things like that, you know what I mean? It's not essentials. So much fucking money that goes his way is just fucking thrown away into the abyss. And he pretends it's all going to. He's pretending every single fucking dollar he gets goes towards fucking bills. Okay, let's test Phil's logic here, right? So, Phil, since having those two big bills, okay, since those two big fucking bills for Phil, he has made $552 since then in tips alone. He should have over $500 right now for his day off, at least. Minus what? $20 for Game Pass or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know fucking how much money Game Pass is. But you can see what I'm saying though. Game Pass came off his fucking account apparently. So there you fucking go. But that's what I'm saying though. Is that going to get brought up? Well, you know, he should have over $500 at least for his day off. It's incredible he needs so much fucking money for one day off as well. It's just, I mean, what the fuck is he spending that fucking money? It's just unreal. It's so fucking unreal. But yeah, we'll see how fucking well Phil remembers how much money he's got.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Major. Super Chat says the advantage of COVID is that I can get high and not work all day while still getting paid. Silver linings. I hope you're feeling better, pal. I do hope you're feeling better, pal, you know, with the COVID not. I hope your mother's feeling better as well. But yeah, as long as you're, I mean, as long as hopefully COVID's not kicking you off too much and hopefully I just, you know, persevere and sail through it. Right, guys. Let's pick a bingo card before I get too distracted. Hand graphs, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. By the way, hand graphs are essentially when Phil tries to demonstrate something going up or down in numerical value with his hands. So it'll go sometimes his hands will go directly straight up in an incline, or he'll fucking make them plummet in a declining motion. Or sometimes he'll even fucking do rolling hills, so it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But it has to kind of really describe a numerical value for the hand graphs. That's essentially what. So you may talk about his numbers, going all the way up and all the way down for members or whatever. That's what hand graphs are. So that's me explained hand graphs for you guys. Now I've got something else to explain before we pick the bingo card. I have changed the centre square for today only, and the centre square free space text will be code. Now, before you wonder why, he says code quite a lot, to be fair. Look at this, quite a lot. This is October alone. This is October alone. Look at all the times it says code here. Quite a lot. So, to be fair, he does say it quite a good bit. Also, if Prophet gets his way, his wee scheme might work, and Phil might be encouraged to say it. That's all I'll say about that. Johnny Chase, by the way, so Johnny Chase got his prize. It's actually thanks to Prophet. I want to give a shout out to Prophet for managing to secure Johnny Chase's bingo prize from Nevernight. So he wanted a £25 Xbox gift card. That's region locked, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not in Canada. How do I get this? So I asked Prophet nicely. Thank you very much, Good Blood, for the super sticker of a selfie. He sent himself a little super sticker selfie of himself. That was very kind of him. I appreciate that, Good Blood. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to GMB. Ah, goodness me. Right, so, okay. Bingo card time. I need a number. So, we need a number between... Okay, so, hang the fuck on. I wanted all these stipulations, and for fuck's sake, nobody even knows what the prerequisite requirements. You know what? I need a number between... You know what? Fuck it. I need a number between 100 and 200. The first number in scene chat between 100 and 200 is a bingo card I'll use. Heather P was the first one with 200. There you go. So the first number I saw between 100 and 200 was Heather P suggesting 200. This may take a while. Avert your eyes if you fucking, don't like flash images. I probably should have said that before, starting. The 200 bingo card with hand graphs is the following here. We've got life, engagement, him doing hand graphs, him saying tired, and him saying detractor or trolls. By the way, Heather P the last time... No. Last time Heather P picked a bingo card, we won it. I hope nobody's complaining about Heather P picking a card. First of all, she was the first number I saw in chat that was in between that criteria. And second of all, last time she picked the card, it came in 25 out of 25. So fucking, no pressure Heather, but you fucking got a standard to set here. And here we go, life, engagement, the hand graphs, tired, and detractors or trolls. Then him giving a thumbs up, him taking a drink, him saying you know what I mean, him messing about with either chewing his nail or picking his teeth or something like that, and him saying shocked. Him butchering a word, him saying it behind the scenes, him saying code in some capacity, him saying positive and no exaggeration, then him giving a good old leg slap. What I mean by that is him making a weird noise, him saying idiot, and him saying members, and finally him saying friend, absolutely, siege mode, which is where he crosses his arms when he talks to you, him saying people saying, and finally the leaning ban, the good old leaning ban. Code is a tricky one. I don't agree. Look at this, Johnny Stupid. Look at all the times it says code here. This is all examples of Phil saying code. Look at all the many examples of Phil saying code. Codes, code, rollback netcode. Again, no, netcode won't count. I wouldn't say netcode counts. I was more talking about, game codes. It has a code, Nintendo Online code, send me Xbox Live code, requested the code for Xbox. He does say code quite a bit. There you go. But I'm going to save this bingo card very quickly before I lose the damn thing. As I remind you guys all the time, I forgot to save it one time, and it's haunted me ever since. I had one failure in my terrible little life. I'll never forgive myself for forgetting one time to save the bingo card. So is it? I pressed the thing twice, so it made a weird noise. Don't worry about that. The bingo card has been fucking saved. Rejoice, hallelujah, and all that shit. Is Phil live yet properly? No. And not only that, is he the only mod right now in his chat? It looks like it is. I have to wait and see if Phil leans someone or not. It's kind of hard to fucking tell. So sometimes he's easily encouraged to do it and sometimes he's not. But yeah, I'm going to get the bingo set up for you guys. So bear with me here, just 2 seconds. That's it, I mean, for fuck's sake, it's taking this fucking sweet time. Why? Mouse off Paint, why are you so slow today? You wee bitch, come on. Mouse off Paint is pissing me the fuck off, come on. Ah, for fuck's sake, it's so annoying. Actually, I just fucking close myself. Oh, for fuck's sake, there it is there. Finally. Okay, fucking finally got it fucking loaded. And it's still been Microsoft Paint is really pissing me the fuck off today, man. Jesus Christ. You press something to happen and nothing happens for a while until you fucking disappear from the fucking window. Okay, Prophet is preparing his email. Prophet's got a secret evil plan. I'm fucking just closing Paint. I'm going to close myself fucking Paint because it's pissing me off. Hopefully restarting Paint will fucking make it behave itself. Otherwise I'm going to give it a damn good thrashing. That's better. It seems to be behaving itself a bit better now. No, fucking stand corrected. It's still being a prick. Damn it. Fucking I'll do it. There we fucking go. Good stuff. Right, oh guys, we have 2 choices for a bingo card today for the layout. We can go with what we've been doing before, which is this. Or we can go to the newer one. I'm not sure what I prefer, as I'm saying, that this newer one, there's pros and cons to both of them, you know what I mean? This one, like, I'm more used to this one. But this is like, this one here looks a little bit smarter, a wee bit, you know. The chat's small, that's the thing, there's less space for the chat. I mean, my space fucking management on this fucking screen, it's hard to be able to fucking think of all the things to incorporate and how to incorporate it and make. I mean, also the bingo card looks smaller on this one, but at the same time you can still see what's going on. But and it's not counted as more viewable. Yes, it is. Aye, but we got like 47 snorts today. That was fucking mental. All right, we'll use a new one for today then. We'll use a brand new one for today, so it's okay. Cool stuff. But yeah, we're ready for some bingo.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Mage, for Super Chat. It says, "What the wee dog doing? My wee dog's in the living room with my partner. You know, he's just chilling in there. You know, yeah, it's all good." DSP tweeted on today's podcast 11 minutes ago. Really? He sent the tweet. Is it a big tweet? It's not exactly a big tweet, is it? It's not yet. Last day of October before all the big new noises start to hit. Join me for a chill episode of the Level 1 podcast. Okay, so it's not. I wouldn't call that a big tweet. Christ almighty. But yeah, my wee dog's in the living room, Black Mage, just chilling with my fiancée. She's just on a computer herself in the living room, just doing whatever. Let me just replay this animation just to make. I didn't mean for it to kind of disappear behind like the everything else on screen there, like the chat, whatever. You know, the font there. So let me just replay Black Mage's animation just to make sure it looks okay. Okay, 2 seconds.
Money, money.
That's better.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Yeah. Before, in fact, there's like the text here in the bottom corner, you know, the green squares equals £25 prize. That was hovering the fucking animation, which wasn't meant to happen, so I just wanted to fix that very quickly. Sorry about that. But there we go, all sorted. All sorted. But, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to... This is obviously Phil's last stream before his day off. It'd be nice to fucking get a full house bingo before he fucks off for his day off. So, I'll have to wait and see what happens. But, yeah, here we fucking go. We're getting ready to go. We're just waiting for Phil to fucking... I don't know, stop masturbating, I guess. Oh, here we go, he's finished. Fucking ready for that. You guys know the drill by now. You know, it's, if he says anything in his fucking... You know, if something happens on a card and I miss it, tag me in chat, try and let me know. Lucky Brand, no, my fiance does not call me king. She calls me, you know, no, she calls me a lot of things, quite a lot of them rude, but she means it in an affectionate way. You know, bless her wee heart. But yeah, never use the word king. I mean, she knows I do this, but yeah, she's not one to call me king. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, guys, you know it, drill. Tag me in chat in case I miss anything. Here we fucking go. Good luck.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. How you doing? I think I forgot to zoom out my camera last night. I did. Hold on one second, because you're like, wait a minute. An extreme close-up? What's going on here? Welcome to the Level 1 podcast, where we're busy having fun down here on Level 1, my friends. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of October 2022, and I wholeheartedly welcome you here to the show. No, this is no accident that I'm using the same exact border template as yesterday. We're doing Evil Within again today, and I figure every time that we play the game, I might as well use the border for it, right? How you doing? Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day of the week. It's been a wild week, right? I mean, holy crap. With the Street Fighter 6 beta taking up the whole first half of the week, which was quite entertaining and fun, but also very stressful, grueling, trying to get into a new fighting game like that out of nowhere for the first time in many, many years. And then the second half of this week, you know, trying to jump back into variety. And I'm happy that you guys did understand how important it was for me to play that beta over the weekend and then, you know, get back to normalcy as soon as we could. It's been a great week. Overall, it has. It's been a really good one. In fact, just this morning, I just literally finished filling out my feedback survey about the Street Fighter 6 beta. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment, because I'm sure people might be interested in wondering, you know, what kind of feedback I gave them. If you participated in the Street Fighter 6 beta and you did not fill out the feedback survey, you literally missed the point. Because the whole point of participating in a beta like this is to give them feedback. That's what they want. They want you to play, enjoy, experience, and then give them constructive feedback so they can actually improve the game. So why would you not give them feedback, right? If you have that opportunity and they're asking you for honest feedback, please give us your feedback so we can make it better for everyone when it finally releases. Do it. Give them your feedback. They're going to read those surveys, you know. They're going to actually weigh and balance them and probably make some changes based off of, you know, common requests or opinions. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Today is also the final day before the very, very crazy, busy fall gaming season begins. And what I mean by that is, I'm off tomorrow from streaming. I won't be here. But when I come back on Friday, we begin with non-stop new releases every single day. Yeah. Pretty much every day I'll be playing a new game. So that drought that we've had for quite some time is done. It's over with as of Friday, which is exciting, obviously, right? Like, we're excited for new games and new fun here on the streams. You guys have been clamoring for new games for a very long time, and it's about to happen. You know, games like Scorn on Friday, Plague Tale Requiem on Tuesday. I have to choose next week what I want to play. Do I want to play the new Mario plus Rabbids game? Do I want to play Gotham Knights? Because I'm probably going to have to make a choice initially between the two. Maybe playing the other one if there's time. At the end of the month, we got the Resident Evil 8 DLC, and we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Plus, in between all of that, 2 special holiday-themed events for Halloween. This coming Saturday, we've got the Rob Gavigan marathon, where I'll be watching his channel, spooky videos, macabre murder documentary style stuff, while also doing a battle royale in WWE 2K22. So that's going to be fun as hell. In addition to that, I'll be doing a Halloween Day marathon, doing a variety of video games for Halloween that you guys are currently nominating. How can you nominate games? Type !Halloween into the stream chat. It'll bring up the link for you. You can go right to the post that I made last week here on DSP Gaming, and you can nominate games. It's basically your last chance to do so. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Rob Gavigan marathon, and then probably the next day, I'm going to sit down and tally up the games you've nominated and figure out what were the most nominated ones. And that's going to determine the poll that you guys are going to be voting on for the second half of this month to see what games I'll actually be playing in the marathon. So, if you have not yet nominated games, I strongly recommend that you do. Okay? Fair enough?
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Major Super Chat. It says he legit looks 80. Look at his eyes and nose areas. Eyes. He never ages well, Phil. He's a 40-year-old man with a fucking mentality and brain of a fucking toddler, essentially, you know. But yeah, he looks like he's a fucking OAP. It's a bizarre fucking mix, you know. He's like, he's the age of a normal man. He's got the brain of a child, but he has a look of an old age pensioner. It's a really bizarre thing to witness. But yeah, that's Phil for you, you know. Jesus Christ, he doesn't take care of himself. He abuses himself every fucking day, essentially. You know, he rarely gets out to see the fucking sun or see, you know, feel fucking light on his face or whatever. He's a hermit. Shuts himself in most of the fucking time. Doesn't, you know, get to have much social interaction at all. Never mind just fucking, you know, interacting with the world in general. So yeah, this is what happens. You fucking shut yourself in, essentially. You know what I mean? You do need to fucking, you know, give yourself, your body time to, you know, embrace the fucking natural air around you. It must be hard for that Seattle air to permeate through the fucking walls of the Snort Fort. Because yeah, Phil is not looking good whatsoever. Jesus Christ, man. But yep, that is what it is. So, don't you move us over a wee bit? See, Phil looks like he's too far to the right, but that's not just me though. Like this is, look, he's far to the right here. See what I'm saying? He's no centered. His end looks like it's bizarre.
It didn't work. Yes, it did. I just tried it and it works. I literally just clicked on the link and I'm at the post right now where you can nominate. So I don't know what you mean you're saying it doesn't work. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. Okay, so thanks in advance to anyone who does that. Also, I got to get a Halloween costume. You guys voted for video game character, but I need to afford it. I can't get it right now. I have to wait until I can raise enough funds.
No. This goes back to exactly what I was fucking saying. He's had $500 in tips. Look at the bottom right hand corner here. 500 buckaroos. Some of these 3 last fucking nights he streamed, 3 days he streamed. Straight fucking away. You know, as you can see, he's got $500. He technically should have $500 sitting in his account right now. Plus, as a very fucking good point by Amran, as a fucking event, as a members goal event, the members paid for it already. They hit the fucking members goal. They became members, so they fucking paid for it already by becoming members. Phil already pocketed the fucking money for his goal, and then never fucking thought to think, I need to fucking save this money for the event. No, not at all. He's a Jesus Christ, man. It just gets memory hold to fuck. It really does. Okay, anyway. Let's see what else this fucking piggy will say.
To actually afford a costume, and I just don't have money for it right now. I would literally either go to a Halloween store or go to Amazon.com and order a costume immediately if I could afford it, and I can't right now, so here's hoping the next week.
Holy shit, man, that was a fucking... My eardrums nearly fucking burst with that one. He got $200 yesterday, $100 on each stream. It's all gone. But I need to fucking check that Snorter again.
I could afford it and I can't right now, so...
Jesus Christ, man. fucking... The walls are shaking, man.
Here's hoping the next week, with the new games and everything going on, goes really well, and then I'll have enough funds to buy the costume, okay? So, cool. So what should we do? Let's cover the schedule so you guys know what's going on in the next week, because there's some good variety and new stuff going on, as well as...
Fine. I'll do the 50%. So, let's do the snort one more time at 50% speed.
And then I'll have enough funds to buy the costume.
Was it this way? Okay, I think it's here. 50% speed, and then we crack on. We ready?
Okay. So,
Oh, is it not there? When is it in?
and goes really well. And then,
How the fuck did I miss a snort? Hang on, hold on. Let's find this bastard.
I'll have enough funds to buy the costume, okay? Everything funds to actually afford a costume, and I just don't have money for it right now. I would literally either go to a Halloween store or go to Amazon.
I think I can't believe was I way past it?
Thanks in advance to anyone who does that. Also, I got to get a Halloween costume. You guys voted for video game character, but I need to afford it. I can't get it right now. I have to wait until I can raise enough funds to actually afford a costume, and I just don't have money for it right now. I would literally either go to a Halloween store or go to Amazon.com and order a costume immediately if I could afford it, and I can't right now. So,
Oh, there it is. Okay, we got it. Are we ready, guys? Are we ready for 50% speed for this snort? The soul-shattering snort?
here's hoping the next week, with the new games and everything going on, goes really well, and then I'll have enough funds to buy the costume, okay? So, cool. So what should we do? Let's cover the schedule so you guys know what's going on in the next week, because there's some good variety and new stuff going on, as well as finishing up some ongoing horror themed playthroughs and the like to make room for the new stuff, okay? Okay. So let's do it. What are we doing today? Today is the Level 1 podcast. I don't have much to talk about on today's podcast, admittedly. Like, I was scouring the internet for news, and I don't see much. I still see various regulatory agencies arguing about Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard and saying that it's going to create, like, a lack of competition in the gaming industry. I don't see how, but it seems like these regulatory bodies just don't even understand the gaming industry with some of their comments. It's pretty funny. But that's just an ongoing thing, and that's going to be an ongoing thing, I feel, for a while. You know, the legality of all this stuff being argued holds up these things dramatically, and who knows if and when that fucking merger will ever go through. But outside of that, I'm looking around and I'm like, don't see much going on right now. And I think what it is we're kind of in the calm before the gaming storm. Once all these new games start hitting, people will be talking about all these games nonstop. There'll be discussion around which are good, which are not, and then things will pick up. But right now, it's kind of like very, very slow and calm. We had the Street Fighter 6 beta, which everyone was excited for, and now it's just kind of like calm for right now. And then probably starting this weekend, it'll be boom. All this stuff will start happening, right? Okay, so, ladies and gents, today, after the Level 1 podcast, we're continuing on with The Evil Within 1. The good news is, from what I can surmise, I believe we're more than halfway through the game, or just passing the halfway point, which is good. I think we're about 10 hours into it now. And if you do the math, and if everything goes according to plan and nothing really happens that holds me up, I think 2 to 3 more streams and we should beat the game. Okay? And not to say that I want to rush through the game or anything like that, but certainly it would make sense to complete this retro playthrough before all the nonstop new releases hit. So my goal, excuse me, is to focus on the game today and over the weekend. And then hopefully early next week, when Plague Tale Requiem comes out, the playthrough will either be done or about to be finished on maybe a random night stream, okay? So that way, we can say, all right, good. You know, we're past it all, and we're good to go, right? Right? Good. So that's the plan. So another major stream of Evil Within today. At this point in the game, I'm starting to kind of forget what happens in the middle. Like, I particularly remember a lot of the bosses return. Like, I want to say the 2 major bosses we fought so far are definitely coming back later in the game for a second fight, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember exactly when. And I don't exactly remember what happens in the plot. But the thing is, I remember the plot. Like, I remember playing this game. The plot is what stood out for me the first time that I played it, not necessarily the gameplay elements. Like I said, that I feel the gameplay elements of Evil Within 1 are honestly kind of too close to Resident Evil 4 and 5. I feel like with Shinji Mikami saying that he wanted to break away from the Resident Evil formula and make his own franchise, I think maybe he tried to cater a little bit too much to that Resident Evil fan base, because honestly, it does feel to me like it plays like Resident Evil. You know what I mean? They're like the third-person gameplay and everything. I'm not saying there's not other elements to it. There absolutely are. But I remember, you know, when I played the sequel, I said, okay, see, this veered more off the path of that third-person action formula, because it had open-world areas to explore with optional content. It actually had some really spooky side quests, like the ghost that haunts you and stuff like that. And I liked the art design better as well of Evil Within 2. Evil Within 1, to me, was too linear, and I felt like it didn't have enough going on to really be truly scary. Well, I was actually genuinely scared at parts of Evil Within 2. I don't know. I guess I'm in the small minority of people who actually thought 2 was significantly better than 1. A lot of people tell me they think 1 was good and 2 sucked. I don't know. I love 2. So, today we'll make more significant progress in the Evil Within 1, and hopefully it goes well. Okay? Tonight, late stream, 6:45 p.m., more Disney Dreamlight Valley. My second stream of the game this week. Last time when we played, I unlocked Wall-E, and we started doing some various things to upgrade the village, like adding a new garden and things like that we're working on. So we're going to continue with that tonight, and have a nice, chill, late-night stream. And I hope that you guys will join me for that, you know, later today. Tomorrow, I'm off. So tomorrow, have a good day. Be safe. Have fun. Whatever it is you may do. If you do watch my content here on DSP Gaming, maybe you'll get caught up on a lot of the stuff I did over the weekend. Perhaps you'll check out some of the Street Fighter 6 stuff that I did just to see what the game is like. Enjoy. Remember things you can always do to help out this channel. You can like the videos. You can leave comments on them. Those things add engagement to the channel and bring more people to the channel as it shows up in related results. But in addition to that, you can also do things such as leave a super thanks on a video if you really like one in particular. It's funny because I was actually looking at things like that, stats last night on some of my channels, and super thanks are like non-existent. What it is YouTube just launched them and never really like promoted them, nor really made it feel like a main part of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're watching a live stream, it's mostly a natural, organic thing to expect that someone during a live stream is going to like the content and contribute to it in some way, whether that be a membership, you know, a super chat, a super sticker, a tip when you're on Twitch, you know, a sub, you know, cheering with bits. You know, all those things are kind of a natural, organic part of the experience of a stream, because you realize that most people who make a living live streaming, that's their income. That's how they make it, right? Crowdfunding. But when you're watching a video on demand on YouTube, and you know, do you really think, oh yeah, super thanks. If I really like this video, I could do a super thanks on the video, right? Not really. I don't think anyone thinks that. Even I don't think of that. I forget that it exists, you know? For me, like, how do I contribute to people who I watch on YouTube? I have YouTube Premium. So having YouTube Premium, anyone whose video that I watch essentially gets the maximum amount of ad revenue credit on that video. So I feel, you know, that's a good way to help any content creator. If you have YouTube Premium, you don't even have to do any active action.
Oh, well, it's a shame that Phil has no time whatsoever to watch any of our content creators. Phil is always going on about how he has no time to watch anyone else do this on YouTube because he's always so busy with his own life and his own work and all that shit, you know what I mean? So it's a shame that Phil's trying to claim that he helps all these other content creators out when he also says he has no fucking time to watch fucking other people play games, not shit, and do this shit on YouTube.
Right? To support anyone. But what I think it is super thanks are active actions, right? You actively have to remember super thanks exist. You have to seek it out, because it's not even like right in your face. It's kind of like underneath the video a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're watching the video and it's right there. Click here to say thanks. It's kind of like wedged underneath a little bit, kind of hidden in all those other menu options that are down there along with all the other things. And I'm not surprised that I get, no exaggeration, I get like one a month. I get one super thanks like a month, no exaggeration. I don't talk about them, right? I don't emphasize.
You are coming across as an extremely greedy, entitled piece of shit right now, but it's there for people to want to fucking give to you if they want to fucking give you it. Like, people, it's there under every single fucking video. There's a wee button for people to give super thanks if they fucking want to give it. I appreciate any fucking come in. I don't get a whole lot either, but you don't fucking see me bitching and whining and moaning about it. If people want to fucking give super thanks, they'll do it. Most people are aware it's there. They can see the fucking button. It's under the fucking video when they're watching a fucking video in their own time. He's fucking just the fucking excessive fucking greed from this guy just to fucking get as much fucking money from these fuckers as possible, man. Bloody hell. It's just, I mean, the greed knows no bounds. I'm surprised I won't start bitching about it. Oh, I won't get a super thanks straight away. please start giving me super thanks, but at the same time, I won't get that straight away. So if you, why would you give me super thanks? If you can tip me as well, that'd be fucking great. Greedy piece of shit.
Them. I don't really say much about them because I know they exist, but I realize that most people who are going to support my content are likely either going to watch the live stream and support in that way, or probably become like a channel member, right? Which is another ongoing way you can support a channel directly. You know, the membership subscription. Oh, excuse me. No, quite frankly, I just don't see it being something like actively requiring an action working very well as a method of support, okay? So all I'm going to say is this, you know, I know many of you watch my content on my days off. In fact, as you know, in the last several weeks to month, I've actually made it a thing that I do on my day off is I make a highlight video of what I feel is one of the best, if not the best moment of that week. And I post it up, you know, on DSP Gaming as a way of saying, hey, look at this. Here's something cool that happened on DSP Gaming. Give it a look, right? But does anyone ever watch any of these videos and think, oh, a super thanks to say thanks for all that content this week? I don't think so. And I don't blame you. I think that's a shortcoming of YouTube. They literally, they design features, right? They launch features, but then they don't honestly talk about them ever again, advertise them, or even try to convince you why they're important. So there's things on YouTube that you guys probably don't even know exist. Seriously. And you'll never use them. And they worked hard on them. There's probably people there who designed them and worked hard and wanted those features to be used and implemented and be useful, but you don't even know that they're there. All right? So I'll just throw it out there. You know, this next rest of the month here, I'm going to be playing nonstop new release games. Okay? One active way you can support my channel is super thanks. If you only watch my content on demand, maybe you watch this podcast on demand, maybe you watch my game playthroughs on demand, super thanks exists. It's there. All you got to do is click on it, and then you can actively choose the level of support you want to do, and it creates a highlighted message. The thing is, when super thanks launched many months ago, I was actively checking for it, but I stopped because literally, like, so few of them come through. And again, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm saying I really feel like this was a situation.
You're blaming YouTube. You're literally blaming YouTube for not fucking you getting more super thanks. You're basically saying it's YouTube's fault that people aren't fucking giving you money for your on-demand content. The same content that you fucking squeezed at least $100 from, usually from people, the same kind of content that you're uploading then live, you're wanting people to give more fucking money on demand videos. During those fucking videos, you want to fucking just throw money at you. Oh, you made this fucking video and you made all this fucking money during the fucking stream, but here, have some more fucking money, Phil, because why the fuck not? You're blaming YouTube because you're not getting enough fucking money because it's not fucking well known, apparently, according to you, that super thanks is a thing. What about this, Phil? What about this as a fucking possibility? What about this fucking real possibility here? It's a very real possibility. Most people that fucking watch the videos on demand don't fucking care about giving you fucking money. The fucking people that are watching your videos on demand are fucking like usually between like 300 to 500 people. Maybe fucking 700 to 800 if it's a fucking newer game or something. But all those people just don't give a fucking shit usually if they're fucking... I mean, look, Jesus Christ, man. If people will give you fucking money if they fucking want to. Just, I mean, they know it's there. They know the fucking feature exists. Everyone in my chat knows super thanks is a thing on YouTube. But it doesn't mean they're going to fucking start doing it all the fucking time. No, it's up to them to fucking do it. It's the same in your chat, Phil. It's the same, exact same thing in your chat. Super thanks has existed for a while. People are aware of it. They just don't want to fucking give you. You think people barely use it because they're ignorant to it? No. They don't fucking barely use it because they don't fucking want to give you super thanks. Also, you fucking usually stress the point that tips help far more. You need that fucking immediate financial gratification rather than the fucking waiting for a whole month to get that fucking money from YouTube shit. You fucking say that shit all the goddamn time, Phil.
Where... How do you even know it exists, right? I'm gonna take a look. I'm just curious. Because I have the YouTube app, the Studio app. And if I go here and I look for From Super Thanks, okay, it actually looks like, well, it does look like I got some Super Thanks in the last week, which I wouldn't have even known. So, you know what? Now I kind of look like a hypocrite, don't I?
You just look like a fucking dumb piece of shit who doesn't know how to fucking check their comments properly. You look like a hypocrite. That's a fucking par for the course. That's a daily fucking occurrence. You looking like a fucking hypocrite. Black Mage just pointing at Phil's comb over. Yep. So Phil's such a fucking dumb piece of shit. Jesus Christ, man. He's actually got super thanks for the last week. He didn't really fucking check properly.
I just checked this last week and I had approved them. I think there was one big one that I actually got within the last month. and I missed it. I feel bad now. Shout out to Steven. There's someone named Steven who's actually been leaving me quite a lot of super thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to like and fave all of those. Also, thank you, Nefarious Axe. Thank you to GB UK, who left me one about a week ago. I approved all their messages, of course, but that's another problem, too. So there's absolutely no way.
Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah, money, money.
Thank you very much, Bartwell. Super Chat says, I don't want to be a shill and sell products, so I'll just continuously beat you all over the head to give me money any chance I fucking get. Yeah, pretty much. It's just this, it's like he's basically being a shill for YouTube, or a shill for his own fucking YouTube channel. He's shilling his own shit non-fucking stop. Ah, for fuck's sake, man. It's just constant, man. How does fans tolerate us every single fucking day? It's unreal, man.
For me to just see super thanks. I have to basically do like a bunch of weird filters here. Yeah, I have to do like a bunch of weird filters.
Shut the fuck up, Phil. No, I'll show you guys exactly how it looks like. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. Let me demonstrate how easy it is to view super thanks.
Money, money, yeah, yeah, money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah, money, money.
Thank you very much, Debauched Prism, for the subscription. Thank you very much. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. You wait until you see this, guys. So, hang on. Here is my comment section on my YouTube studio, okay? You want to see how hard it is to get to super thanks? Ta-da! Man, that was so fucking hard to do that shit. Jesus Christ, I had to click on one thing. That was just so much fucking exertion to find that fucking one fucking thing. Sweet fucking Jesus, man. It's as simple as that, guys. You see, you click on your comments, filter, and then...
Money, yeah, yeah, money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah, money, money.
Thank you very much, Bartwell, for Super Chat. It says the only reason this content exists is to prop up and promote more of his content. He's a YouTube equivalent of buy product and get excited for the next product. It's, yeah, Phil's channel has no fucking real meaning to it anymore in terms of what is there that's fucking worth, you know, getting excited for his channel. People always turn up to see if he's going to fucking die or something on stream. It's just unbelievable, man. Joe Rican is asking, do these dents actually watch our streamers? Because I would like to think, I would think it would feel like a culture shock when watch our normal streamer functioning streamer. I don't know. Some of them do apparently. Some of them do watch our content creators and are even like moderators. Some of them are moderators for other content creators as well. And it's an interesting kind of clash of, you know, clash of priorities there for some of them at times.
In order to even find the super thanks on YouTube. Why isn't there a queue of them? Right? Why isn't there just an active queue that says, here's all your super thanks that came in case you want to, you know, thank the people, you want to like their things or whatever. I don't know. Another thing that launches on YouTube that doesn't feel like it's complete. But anyway, just...
This guy is so unbelievably stupid that I cannot even... No, that wasn't hand graphs. That was not hand graphs. That was just basically him doing an arm flail. That was not hand graphs.
An active queue that says, here's all your super thanks that came in case you want to, you know, thank the people, you want to like their things.
Nah, that's not hand graphs. That's just basically an arm flail. But this is saying that I just demonstrated to you guys how easy it is to fucking filter the comments so it's super thanks only. It's literally one button click. When you go into comments, you go to your comments section and then you filter it to super thanks only, and that's it. I mean, I'm very happy to get any support from you guys whatsoever. You guys are so fucking kind all the time. You know, I always appreciate it. Whenever you guys want to do anything, even... That's what I'm saying, subscribing to me is fucking great, you know what I mean? Super chats are great, tips are great, I mean, that's what I'm saying, but even super thanks as well. I'm happy to get fucking anything from you guys, because you guys are always so fucking generous, you know what I mean? But Phil Burnell, Jesus Christ, man, where do you fucking start with, man? It's never enough for him. I'm always thinking you guys go above and beyond, just fucking mad dumbass anything, you know what I mean? But Phil is never fucking enough for him. It'll never be enough for him. It never will be.
Or whatever. I don't know. Another thing that launches on YouTube that doesn't feel like it's complete. But anyway, just throwing the idea out there. Super thanks is a great way if you're someone who only watches content on demand after the fact. You're not here for the live streams. To basically say, hey, thanks. It helps the channel. It does. It's just kind of behind the scenes because no one's going to actively see that happen as you do it, as if you were doing it on a live stream. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, on my day off tomorrow, if anyone's watching the content, getting caught up, you like the Street Fighter stuff from the weekend or whatever, please consider a super thanks. Okay? When I come back on Friday, it's a new release, Scorn, right here on the Xbox Series X. We're finally going to see what the game is all about. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't really followed it on purpose. I purposefully kind of stayed away from any news about the game because I didn't want to spoil myself. And it's free on Game Pass, so even if we play it and it's not something that I enjoy, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my nose is itching. So that being said, yeah, we'll see Friday live together if Scorn's any good. Okay, Friday night is the return of Friday Night Fights when I play old school fighting games on the late stream. Saturday is the React Marathon event to the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel, and in addition to that, we will be doing a 30-man fantasy battle royale featuring Halloween and horror-themed characters. Sunday will be more Evil Within. No late stream Sunday night because I do have to do film all the React videos, the private React videos for patrons for this month, so that'll be Sunday night. Monday, if all goes according to plan, will be the conclusion of Evil Within, and that'll probably be paired with Disney Dreamlight Valley. Tuesday is a new release, Plague Tale Requiem, which I'm very excited for because Plague Tale Innocence was a shockingly good game when I played it a few years ago. Remember, was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I couldn't believe how good it was. I never expected the game to be that good. And I played it, I was blown away by the story and the world design, the puzzles, the graphics, everything. Actually threw me for a loop how good it was. So I cannot wait to play the sequel this coming Tuesday. Tuesday night will likely be Tuesday Night Bites, which is going to be my fishing stream, which normally I do Sunday nights, but since I can't do it this Sunday, we'll do it Tuesday night just like we did last night. And then Wednesday again will be more of Plague Tale Requiem. And I'll pair that with something. I don't know. It could be Disney Dreamlight. It could be Scorn. If you guys really like Scorn on Friday and you want to see more, we can do another stream of that. Okay. So there you go. Now, the week after that is when I have the tough decision. Do I want to play the new Mario plus Rabbids? Do I want to play Gotham Knights? That's kind of my decision. Which is the next new game I want to play? Because there's no way I can play both. There's no way I can play both and continue with Plague Tale and Scorn. This is not going to happen. So that's a tough decision, right? Which of those two new games do I play? And which do I possibly save for a later playthrough? I don't know. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll talk about it over the course of this week. And I'm sure there's going to be reviews coming in over the course of the week too.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for super chat, Blue Monkey Jedi, who says, "You're the best King Jad." That's a very kind thing to say. I'm definitely not the fucking best. I'm an arsehole. I am a self-confessed arsehole, you know what I mean? But I enjoy roasting a little piggy, what can I say? And yeah, he deserves all the flack he gets because he's an absolute piece of shit, you know. But I'm glad you guys enjoy the shit that I say sometimes. It's nice to know that, you know, my delusional wee rants at times can come across as an entertaining form of content. What can I say? But thank you very much for the kind words. I do appreciate it.
Here's my thought process on both. Admittedly, Gotham Knights seems to be getting a lot of criticism. People are saying it's not as good as the Arkham franchise, which is a shame. People wanted a new Arkham game, and this is not it. It's a little rough around the edges. It's not exactly polished. Not saying it's a terrible game, but it might be a very repetitive game and not as good as you might be expecting for a game that's set essentially in the Arkham universe. But at the same time, okay, Mario plus Rabbids. I played the original many years ago. I personally loved it, but it plays like XCOM. And for those who know the XCOM formula, XCOM is basically a game where there's a lot of planning and a lot of strategy that goes into it. A single fight in an XCOM style game can take upwards of 20 to 30 minutes, and that's one fight, okay? When I was playing Mario plus Rabbids, there were streams of 3+ hours where I barely made any progress because it was fight after fight, solve a puzzle, fight after fight, boss fight. You know, I would barely get through anything. And a lot of people actively complained about that playthrough, saying they were bored to tears. And I'll be honest, the playthrough didn't get a lot of attention. It was one of my lowest viewed at the time. And the only reason that I really was able to continue on with that was because I had a small...
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for super chat. Barrack Wells who says, "Fun fact: Phil's chat room is the biggest collection of vegetables outside of a grocery store or farm." That's an interesting shot there to take. But there's quite a few deadheads in that fucking chat. But if some of them there, I firmly believe that some of the people in Phil's chat are there specifically to wind him up because they enjoy having a clown to entertain them. It's like they don't mind throwing a dollar. It's like Snow Carl. Snow Carl is not really a genuine fucking fan, I believe. Or if he's a fan, he's an antagonistic fan who does also enjoy. He might enjoy Phil's content, but he also fucking enjoys just poking Bear with a stick and seeing how much he can kind of get away with. You know, it's one of those kind of fucking things. True, genuine fans of DSP are literally within, maybe it's like 200, 300 of them. Like 200 to 300 of them are genuine fucking fans. Overall. You know, it's just like in general. There's 320 people on full stream right now. Actual fans there, I would guess maybe half of them. Some of them are there because they actually enjoy talking to each other. Not talking to Phil specifically. Some of them are friendly towards each other, and they're kind of also enjoy, you know, it's just they just enjoy talking to these fuckers. When, you know, between themselves, it's okay. Yeah, it's that guy. If I can like talking to that guy in Phil's chat, let's go to Phil's chat, and I'll catch up when I get my wee pals, my wee chat pals in Phil's chat and all that shit, and I can talk to them. It's one of those things where Phil is not the main focus for a lot of these guys. It really isn't. He thinks he is. He hopes he is, but he's not. He really is not the main fucking focus of attention. And that kind of gets to Phil, I think it really does. It really gets to him that he's not always the fucking centre of attention during these fucking streams. He wants to be, he's desperate to be, but he never usually is for a lot of people. They turn up to his fucking chats and streams anyway, so there you fucking go. But I was going to say something there before the super chat came in there. Shit, what was I going to fucking say there? That's what it was. I just love the fact that a game does not do well, okay? If a game performs poorly, naturally Phil's assumption is, oh, it's the game's fault. People were bored, it must be the game. It couldn't be Phil, I mean, that's impossible. Imagine people being bored of a fucking playthrough because of Phil, that's a complete impossibility. But how could that ever be fucking possible in Phil's existence, for people to be bored of the content because of Phil producing it? That just doesn't fly, it doesn't add up.
Handful of supportive parties who wanted to see that playthrough continue, so they came by and would support those streams, despite the fact that they weren't getting much attention otherwise from my mainstream viewing audience, you see? So I'm all for Mario plus Rabbids the sequel. I love the first one. But is it going to be another situation where people just don't, it doesn't catch on, people don't like it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I'm kind of like on the fence about what to play there. So I'm going to need your feedback over the next week. Is it going to be Mario plus Rabbids? Or is it going to be Gotham Knights when I come back from my break next week, right? We'll have to talk about it and determine what's the better option here, okay? And at the end of the month, of course, on the 28th, we've got the Resident Evil 8 DLC, which I'm all about. It's got story-based content. It's got multiplayer-based content. Then we got Modern Warfare 2. Got story-based content. Got multiplayer-based content, right? That's going to be exciting. And then, of course, at the very end of the month, the Halloween Marathon. So literally from now on, starting Friday, we're busy with crazy amounts of fun variety and good new games and everything. Like, it's going to be very fun getting through the rest of this month. I guarantee you we're going to see an increase in viewership. I guarantee you we're going to see a reinvigoration of things like members who maybe haven't been around. Because take a look at this last weekend. Street Fighter 6, brand new game, in beta. I got to play it. Views were up. Support was up. Everything was up. What happened as soon as that beta ended? And we went back to kind of, you know, downtime stuff. Back to down to level, right? But with all this new stuff coming out, I'm very excited for all of it and to cover all of it for you guys. And by the way, November, it doesn't let up. November is another non-stop crazy new release month with tons of new games and content, okay? So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. It's a good time to be a gamer. We're heading finally into the busiest gaming time of the year. After having such a drought over the summer, this is gonna be very, very exciting, okay? Cool. A few housekeeping things to mention. Members goal, all right? So we're not even halfway through the month yet, so don't worry. This is not alarming. But yeah, we lost like 70 members in the last week. Those were all gifted members that came in early September. And I'm obviously very appreciative for them. But they all expired, and literally no one re-upped their membership. So because of that, we lost a ton. Now, my goal is to hit 600 members this month. That's not changing. I'm not going to readjust it. With all the new games coming out between now and the end of the month.
There we go. He's set his stall out. He's fucking planted his feet in the ground and says, I'm not going to readjust my members goal. I'd like to remind everyone once again, just for full disclosure, Phil is going to, that's the wrong thing, this one. Phil is going to lose 100 members on the 23rd of October. Because a whole month ago, on the 21st of September, Phil was gifted 100 members. He is going to lose all of that on the 23rd, which means it might even drag him below 400 if he does not gain. Keep it as well, he's not just that, so that is the next big drop for sure. That is the absolute next big drop. He'll also get another one there overnight, where he's going to lose 2 more randomly on the 18th, and then the big 100 on the 23rd. That is, Phil has got until basically the 23rd of October to gain 110 members. Otherwise, he is not going to hit 600. It's not happening. It would take an astronomical level of devotion and support for someone to step up and say, here, Phil, here's several hundred members all at once for you. Let's see this fucking random goal of you watching old TV adverts. Not one single person wanted to fucking... So every single bastard that was gifted a membership was like, fuck this shit, I don't want to pay for this shit. Look at the fucking shit it's on offer. Well, I'm not watching this shit. Jesus Christ, man. And D-Dog mentioned earlier on there, it's how NerdCube can get 400 plus viewers watch him and said show that DSP shrugged off. NerdCube, I like NerdCube. I'm subscribed to NerdCube. Also, he's not as prominent these days as he used to be before. And I know that's just a simple fact of the matter for a lot of content creators, you know. I watched one of his videos the other day, to be fair, you know what I mean? I don't watch it as much now as I used to, but he's a very entertaining YouTuber, I feel. He's always been quite an entertaining YouTuber. Good old NerdCube. And keep in mind as well, NerdCube's featured in Just Cause 3, I think it was. There was an Easter egg that was made for NerdCube, where his logo was on like a wall or something in the game. That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool, I think, just to have that feature. But then you got Phil, what game developers are going to fucking, you know, put an Easter egg or DSP in, you know, like maybe a farm simulator where some random pig that looks like Phil, I don't know.
I see no reason why we can't hit 600 members, okay? A great way to support the channel would be to become a member, gift a membership, or renew your memberships, okay? What do you get for being a member? So many benefits, all right? Number one, highlighted name in stream chat and video comments. Number two, chat crown badge that you'll see in the chat or in the video comments to show how long you've been a channel supporter. Number three, access to all of my emotes everywhere on YouTube that you're commenting on my content, okay? Number four.
Whoops, I clicked the wrong bingo thing. I was wondering why it said 0 snorts. I was about to update the fucking snorts and it said zeros. I'm on the wrong fucking layout. We're up to 22 snorts so far.
4. No limitations to the amount you can chat in a live stream. You don't have to abide by the slow mode rules. Number 5. Priority when it comes to special events. For example, with this ongoing Halloween event, members posted up their nominations for a game they want to see in the marathon. And guess what? They're going to get a game in the marathon. They don't even have to have a poll. They bypass the poll because they're members. So when I make the poll for the rest of you guys who nominated games, and you guys are going to start voting on those games to be in the marathon, the members already will have a game selected that will be in the marathon based on what they nominated. See? They get priority access to that. So it should be very exciting to see what they've picked, but there's so many benefits to being a member, and there will be more in the future. Absolutely.
SCP Sophie is yelling, that's a lie! You can only use emotes in the channel, lol. So Phil is lying about the perks of his membership, sir. Is that allowed? Is he allowed to lie to his audience about the perks of his memberships? You can just claim he misspoke, I guess. He'll just claim he misspoke. But yeah, Phil apparently lying his little piggy teeth off about the perks of being a member in his fucking channel.
So please consider becoming a member, re-upping a membership if you had one and enjoyed it, or gifting memberships to the channel. All right, it's all greatly appreciated. I can tell you right now, there's over 100 people sitting in the wings waiting for gifted membership because we had 640 at one point. So we at least have that many people who could accept a gifted membership. Okay. Outside of that, oh yes, I should mention this. A couple quick things in regards to tipping. Because now the new tip system has been in place for about a week. Everything's working fine. Everyone's used to the system now. I'm getting used to the system. It's all good. But a few things about if you're going to tip me during a live stream. Number one, this will still be a running thing. If you tip $8 or more in one go, you can ask the Magic 8 Ball a question. Okay? So, let's ask the 8 Ball. Will I die more than twice in the Evil Within today? Reply, hazy. Try again. I hate answers like that. Will I die more than twice in the Evil Within today? It is decidedly so. So I'm going to die a lot today. I guess something's going to happen. I guess we'll see. It would be hilarious if I died like 5 times within the first 5 minutes today. Okay. So there you go. That's going down. All right. That continues. But if you are going to tip me, all right, I have to start reminding people this, and maybe I should update my tips page to reflect this. Please leave your name that you want to be called by and your message in the tip that you send me. When you do that, I read your name and I shout you out and I read your message. A lot of people have been tipping and leaving no name, in which case I just have to say, okay, anonymous tip, because I don't have a name to call you. So I literally have nothing to call you. So I just say, okay, anonymous tipper, which is fine. But then some people after the fact say, oh crap, I screwed up, it was me. So please remember to leave whatever name you want to be called and, you know, the message of your tip in the tip when you send it to me. All right? Speaking of tips, today is the final streaming day of the week for me. Tomorrow's my day off. Tips would be absolutely appreciated and preferred today. Anything you tip me today goes towards my day off tomorrow. That includes grocery shopping, having a meal with my wife that we're not cooking at home. We'll probably order in tomorrow. I have to get some pet supplies for Jasper and some things for around the house. And anything extra goes towards next week, which I have one major bill to pay. And I'm trying to order my Halloween costume. All right, so anything in excess goes to help me to order my costume so I'll have it in time for Halloween.
So he's already got $500 right now. So I'm basically, I think he's asking for $2,000 so within the next week or so, just in tips or so. It feels like that. It fucking feels like that. But yeah, I love fucking Jesus Christ, man. Look, Phil. I'm actually so I'm in a similar scenario to Phil, right? Where we're both paid essentially. He gets paid tips every single fucking day. Essentially, that's basically a fucking part of his wage, getting tips every single fucking day, right? But his main income, also his main payment, is always on the 21st of every single fucking month. I'm in a similar scenario. I get paid on the 20th of every month. So I have a month to wait every time for my money as well, essentially, to come in. And in between then, also, you got to fucking budget accordingly and fucking make sure you got enough fucking resources available at your disposal to fucking get by until you reach your fucking next payday. That's just called being an adult. That's a normal adult things of fucking financing properly and managing your bills and all that shit. Bill has never fucking tried to do this. He's never actually attempted. It seems to fucking. It seems to be incapable of budgeting. It's incredible to me, man. Why don't you see other content creators on YouTube fucking say, guys, I really need your fucking money right now. Please give me money right now so I can fucking have a day off. He literally has $500 sitting there waiting to be used. And it's like, I just love how he's like, oh, guys, super thanks, super thanks to fucking videos, especially as well. So make sure you super thanks me, not shit, and I'll shout you out, and I'll heart you, comment as well, not shit. But also gift memberships, Patreon, so you got to give money in Patreon, you got to fucking super thanks him, you got to give members, you got to give memberships, become a member yourself, then tip him, and make sure you fucking, put your name in the tips so he can fucking credit you for it, not shit. And make sure you tip him enough for his day off, and fucking tip him enough for his Halloween costume, and tip him enough for, feeding Cat and feeding Jasper and everything else. It never ends. It never actually ends with this guy. Bloody hell, man. Just give it a break. Just give your fans peace. Yes, he is still doing the bubble shit. Rude.
All right, time is ticking here, okay? So, thank you in advance to anyone who supports the channel in any way. As simple as liking the stream helps for engagement purposes. But if you could go above and beyond today, and if there's any way to do it, please tip. That's the best way to help today, okay? Fair enough. Now, normally I would do game news, but at this point, I don't really have much game news. The only thing I have to talk about is very weird. Something that happened last night. I was reading around social media, trying to figure out, essentially, what's going on in the fighting game community. Because as you guys know, I'm not part of it. I said this many, many times. I'm not part of the fighting game community. It doesn't matter how many people want to pretend like I am. I'm not. I've very much been an outsider to the fighting game community for many, many, many years. I would say the last time I actually was actively part of it was 2011. That was the last tournament that I actually traveled to. And I remember essentially being there, and I think the hot game at that time was like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. One of the variations of it. Okay? And I sat there, and I was playing, I was like, I really don't know why I'm here. I like Super Turbo, and I played some Super Turbo at the tournament. They had a cabinet. I remember that was fun. But I was just like, I just didn't understand, why I went. I was like, I don't really care about this anymore. I'm not really into being competitive at these games anymore. I don't really like them that much anymore. At that point, that was probably the second or third iteration of Street Fighter 4. I didn't really like it. I liked vanilla Street Fighter 4, and after that, I didn't really like it that much anymore. And I had spent all this time and money to travel down to this tournament, and I was like, I think I would rather just play games in the hotel room, and I did. And I think that was a telling sign that I basically had kind of fallen out of love of the fighting game community and that lifestyle, And since then, I've been a variety content creator.
He said lifestyle, I'm counting that as life. That's a bingo.
I do a variety of gameplay. Yes, I cover fighting games from a more casualized standpoint, but I don't really care about high-level competitive play anymore. I don't cover tournaments, nothing like that, right? But this weekend was a unique time when I got into the Street Fighter 6 beta, and I kind of re-immersed myself a little bit for the first time in a long time in that community again, and seeing what everyone's opinions were about the game and everything was very interesting and telling. But one thing that happened very oddly overnight, I saw people on Twitter arguing, and it was this weirdest thing I've ever seen. The OGs versus the current generation of competitive fighting game community gamers. Here's what I mean by that. If you don't know what OG means, the term originates, of all things, back to the west coast of the United States in the 1990s with the rap and hip-hop movements. It basically means original gangster. And what it actually refers to is people who's supposed to be considered like an originator or someone who was there at the beginning of something, kind of like an elder. That's really what it means. It's like slang for like an elder, someone who's been around the block, who's wise, who's educated, who's well respected usually in a community. It used to be original gangster, but when it comes to the fighting game community, it's supposed to stand for original gamer. So an OG is an original.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, DDog196864 Nerd, for Super Chat. It says $500 is gone, sir. The pimple is an example of the DoorDash, gin, and lest we forget, WWE champions. Maybe help Florida. Who are we kidding? Yeah, Phil, he just burns through money at a fucking rapid pace here. And yeah, but Phil apparently talking to his ass here. People are calling him wrong. People are calling him an idiot and everything else. It's, yeah, apparently Jahaz already fucking going off on Phil on Twitter. Let me very quickly check Twitter and see if I can get Jahaz tweets up and see. Let's share this, shall we, guys? Where is that big beefy bastard? Where is he? There he is there. There he is there. He's pig-splaining what an OG is. So Jahaz watching live time. Pig-splaining what an OG is. Kudos to you guys who cover this guy. I couldn't, as much as I want to voice my opinion, lol. And keep in mind, guys, FGC people are like, why do people keep up with DSP? As Super Turbo Scrub, washed up troll. Only seeing the FGC side of things. Meanwhile, on the detractor side of things, there are years of unbelievable behaviour and lol moments they don't know about. Exactly, there you go. Jaha knows all too well. He's even fucking poking fun at, Justin Wong. Hey bro, why did you let DSP beat you in Super Turbo Evo East 2007? He still talks about that to this day. Probably the only time he ever got a game on you. Fuck's sake, man. Jaha's a big beefy bastard, man, but yeah, it's interesting to see some kind of FGC guy keep tabs on Phil these days and keep, it's one of the things as well. So I think I believe Agent Proper is planning a video with Jaha soon, so Jaha can correct the record on some of Phil's lies from Evo East 2007. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be fucking good. SCP Sophie says, I've been gaming since fucking Windows 3.1. Hell, before that, when ColecoVision, so do I need to go around acting like a fucking OG? Apparently you do. Hell, I've told you guys my gaming history before. I played Pong. I had a wee kind of the wee orange console, and it's like a wee fucking like radio dial thing. You spin it left and right to fucking move the paddles. I played Pong on a very old machine. I can't even mind what the fucking machine was called. But yeah, I played that shit, back in the day, and I had a Commodore 64, and then I had a Sega Mega Drive, and so I've gone through all the old iterations of all those old classic consoles. It's crazy. But I'm not a fucking OG. I'm just some fucking older guy that enjoyed games. I've heard of ColecoVision, but I cannot picture what ColecoVision is, but I have heard of it. So I'm aware of it, but I just can't picture it in my head. I love the fucking Commodore 64. That was a great wee fucking console. Anyway, back to our bingo.
Original gamer, one of the people who was around in like the 1990s or maybe early 2000s, who played in arcades, who's part of that competitive community that far back. Those were supposed to be
money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Metro Super Chat. It says, let's be real. He lost interest in FGC because everyone regularly beat him inside out. Yeah, true. I mean, I think it was probably at the time, right? I think it was probably a mutual parting in the ways at the time. Phil lost interest in trying to keep up competitively with Street Fighter. He knew he was fucking past it. He could not keep up with the later iterations of the Street Fighter games. He just could not keep up. So he lost his desire to try and his best to improve. He couldn't improve, essentially. So he just basically fucked off because he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to focus on YouTube because I'm doing better at that than I have been at Street Fighter. I'm out. And the FGC are like, thank fuck he's gone. Ding dong, the pig roach is gone. Hallelujah fucking lawyer. And all the people that fucking played money matches like, ah shit, the walking wallet's not coming back. He was easy fucking money for cash matches every single fucking time, and now he's not going to come back. Boo fucking who? But at the same time, though, it's probably a mutual part in the way, so it's like, yeah, this guy, Phil's like, I'm fucking not good enough anymore to do this shit. And the FGC are like, yes, this guy's fucking gone about fucking time. They would not take him back, and if Phil got better at the game, the FGC wouldn't want anything to do with him still. They wouldn't fucking care about fucking Phil Burnell. The guy's been and gone, but that's no fucking happening. There's no fucking way Phil's gonna get good at a fucking game as much as he fucking wishes he could be. It ain't gonna fucking happen. Methbear's asking, did I have an Amstrad or Sinclair? If those are types of Commodore 64, I'm not too sure, pal. I don't know what kind of like console I had, or computer I had for Commodore. All I remember, it was like there was wee tape cartridges. You had a keyboard as well. You had a loading bar at the start of the screen, and everything else. But there you go.
The OGs of Street Fighter. You see? So when someone says to me, alright, OG in regards to Street Fighter, I think of people like Alex Valle, John Choi, Mike Watson, Seth Killian, Jason Cole, Jason Wilson, and to some extent David Serlin. Those are the guys who like were synonymous with, we play in arcades, we were known back in the 90s as the top players at the time, right? Like those are the OGs in my mind. What's hilarious to me is that at one point, when I was still in the competitive community, we're talking like maybe mid to late 2000s, and I was running tournaments, people started calling me an OG, and that was weird as shit to me, because I was always thought of myself as the new school, the new blood in the fighting game community. I was treated as such. There was one point where I was young, I was like either in my late teens or early 20s, and I started getting into Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And the joke was, you can't enter Super Turbo, you're too young. You have to be 21 years old, and you have to be married, or you have to, you know what I mean? Like, that was the joke. Like, you have to be an older person, almost like an elder statesman, to play Super Turbo. It wasn't true. I mean, they were joking, and they were always to let you enter the tournament anyway. But that was always like, they were like, I don't know, I gotta see your birth certificate to let you into the tournament. Do you have it with you? You know, stuff like that. But by the time that I had started organizing and running tournaments around, say, 2007, people considered me as an older guy in the fighting game community. You know, I'd been actively doing it for about 10 years at that point, and people were seeing me as like an OG. They were looking up to me because these were newcomers coming into the Street Fighter community, looking up to someone like me who was running stuff. And that was really weird when people started saying that to me. At one point, I'm not even kidding you, Sanford Kelly called me an OG. He was like, you got to respect the OGs, man. He shook my hand. He's like, I'm good, you got to be here. This was the ECC that I ran. I think he said that to me. And I was like, I certainly never saw myself like that, right? But anyway, I guess there's this weird thing now going on in the fighting game community where basically people who only started playing Street Fighter competitively, I don't know, I want to say in the last 10 years, like maybe the mid to end of Street Fighter 4's run, and then the entire Street Fighter 5 run, they kind of see themselves as the current regime of fighting game players. You know, like they are the current school of people who are holding down the community, but they see everyone else before them as like the OGs, the old school. And I guess what happened was there was a big discrepancy and break over the weekend. There was a bunch of arguments that happened regarding the Street Fighter 6 beta that I wasn't aware of, because I was kind of along the lines of everyone that I saw on social media. Everyone kind of agreed with each other. The game's good, right? Like, yeah, there's a few things that maybe could be tweaked here or there to make it better, but overall, that was one of the best betas ever run. The game looks absolutely outstanding. You know, like everyone was very overly positive about it.
Yeah, he said absolutely. That's now our bingo, guys. Sorry, we've got fucking more bingos, so fucking Yaldi.
Including me, I agree with them. I thought that it was really well done, and I'm feeling very hopeful about playing the game. I can't wait to get my hands on more characters, and really I want to get my hand on a grappler, you know, or a hybrid that has grappling in it, because those characters from the beta that I played didn't have that kind of gameplay style. I would love to see how that style is going to be implemented in the final game. So, essentially, from what I'm to understand, I'm trying to get this through. There's two arguments going on. The first argument is around drive impact. Now, we talked about this over the weekend, that personally, if anything could be improved in Street Fighter 6, it's drive impact. I feel that drive impact right now, sadly, is just too spammable, too easy for people to try to abuse online. And I'm not saying that that it needs to be nerfed, because I suck at reacting to it. I openly will tell you right now, I got hit by drive impact probably 100 times over the weekend, and that's on me, because I'm slow to react. You know, I'm older. I'm not used to quick reacting to something like that. And in a fighting game, when I'm going to quick react to something, usually it means do a EX version of a special move that has better invincibility properties and blow through it. It's not, oh, hold down these two heavy buttons. Like, that's the last thing I think in my head is, oh, gotta counter a move. Hold down two heavy buttons together. So that's on me. That's not on the game. But to me, drive impact is far too spammable. How many times was I playing a game on the week during the weekend and half the matches was just the person spamming drive impact? If that's the case and it's that spammable, that's a problem. The move should not be that spammable, because it literally will become just drive impact the entire time you play the game online. You should have it so that maybe you can do it twice and you have to wait to recharge it for a while, so that way it doesn't become avoid drive impact Fighter 6 instead of Street Fighter 6. You see? That's my one major criticism. And in fact, I just told you guys I filled out the survey about Street Fighter 6. That's the one major criticism I had. That was it. I basically told them I love the whole beta, but this is the one criticism I have. Make it either that drive impact is even more avoidable and punishable, so it will deter people from spamming it, or make it so that it has a much higher meter cost, so again, people can't just spam it online, because I don't just want to spend my entire online experience dodging drive impact. That was it. That's all I had to say in my survey. But that's it. So I guess what it is there's a big disagreement in the community. Some people are so against drive impact. They feel like it's stupid and it breaks the game and it doesn't belong in it at all. And others are like, no, it's not a big deal at all. And I don't understand this mentality, why people just hate it, just get good and get around it. But I saw another really weird thing too, in regards to, I guess, the way that the OGs react to new Street Fighter games. So someone actually quoted, of all things, a line of tweets from Jason Cole from 7 years ago. Okay? So at the time when Street Fighter 4 was ending and Street Fighter 5 was beginning, I guess Jason Cole was very critical of Street Fighter 4, and he was like, man, you know, all you guys who are so good at Street Fighter 4, I guess one of the reasons that he was critical of it is he was saying they basically all just mastered and abused the focus attack system. It was all about focus attack and focus attack dash cancel, and he felt like Street Fighter 4 was kind of a one-trick pony game because of focus attacks. And so basically he criticized Street Fighter 4, and when Street Fighter 5 was coming out, he made a series of tweets that was like, ha! So now Street Fighter 5 is coming out, and the focus attacks don't exist in the game, and all you people who use the focus attacks as a crutch are about to get exposed for not being good, because you weren't good. All you did is you mastered the focus attack. So now in Street Fighter 5, that doesn't exist anymore, and Street Fighter 5 is going to be a far superior game to Street Fighter 4. So I'm just, this is me summarizing, because this is a ton of tweets and stuff that went down like 7 years ago. And I guess at that time people got into arguments with Jason Cole about it, you know, back and forth and stuff like that. So someone said, literally it's a vicious cycle, it never ends. I was like, what do they mean? So they quoted, of all people, Jason Cole tweeting about the Street Fighter 6 beta this last weekend. And what does he say? Street Fighter 6 beta's out. Man, this game is hot. Take a look at all this awesome stuff in the game. All you guys who claim you were so good at Street Fighter during Street Fighter 5 are about to be exposed, because all those strategies that you used in Street Fighter 5 to get ahead don't work in Street Fighter 6. So here you go, it's a brand new game, Street Fighter 6. It's going to be way better than that game, Street Fighter 5, that wasn't so good. And Street Fighter 6 is much better. So I guess what it is, basically people are saying, OGs like Jason Cole and others, not just him, but others, are always salty. They always want a game to play like their old classic game, and it doesn't. And when it doesn't, they get upset because...
Hold the fuck on. There's a fucking pot calling the kettle black situation right there. Any fucking goddamn Street Fighter that's not fucking playing exactly like Super fucking Turbo, he fucking rages the fuck out, man. That hold the fuck on. That is just... Can he not see this? Is he not aware of this? If he doesn't own up to this, man, he is so fucking blind to the reality of the situation that he finds himself in. He's fucking having a go at other people for his own faults here. Is this absolute fucking projectionism at its finest here. He is basically mocking the faults of others that he displays frequently himself.
Doesn't play like the game they like. They're not prominent anymore at these games, right? You didn't see any OGs really placing in Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6. Did they play them? Yes. But were they prominent top tournament level players? No. Right? Almost never. There's a few exceptions, but almost never, okay? What you saw in Street Fighter 5 was almost a new school, a new generation of players who stepped up and became the prominent top-level players while the OGs kind of faded into obscurity, right? I think we can all agree there. You didn't see Alex Valle, Jason Cole, John Choi winning Street Fighter V tournaments. Correct. So, what's interesting to me is that even though I'm not part of the fighting game community, man, does this resonate with me, right? You guys know how critical I've been of Street Fighter since I became a YouTuber. You know this. You've heard the criticisms, right? Street Fighter 4, I felt the vanilla version was completely unbalanced, with characters like Sagat and Rufus being way overpowered. Then with each version of Street Fighter 4 that was released after, when they attempted to rebalance and fix that, they just screwed it up further, right? So Sagat went from being one of the best characters to one of the worst, but then they fucked up the balance, and they accidentally make Fei Long way overpowered, and he's hands down the best character in the game. Then they rebalance it again and make the same mistake again, and it just kept happening. To the point where I stopped caring about Street Fighter 4 because I didn't want to keep relearning the game from the ground up every 8 months and then have the whole game's balance shift to be unfair again, unbalanced again. It was annoying. Street Fighter 5, when it first came out, I smelled something fishy. I started playing it and I was like, I don't know, there's just something off about this game. I don't know what it is. Come to find out, within 6 to 8 months, we knew what it was. The game had the most input delay of any game ever. There was no excuse for it besides they designed it to be played with lag online, and essentially turned the game into a game where you could not react to anything. You just played a slow-ass pattern, and the game sucked ass for years until finally they patched the shit out of it to make it a much better game by the end of its run, right? So I can understand, like, the criticisms thrown towards modern Street Fighter. Absolutely I can, because I'm along with them. And I said to this day, I still feel that a classic game like Super Turbo is still better than Street Fighter 4 and 5. I'm sorry, I just do. You can completely disagree. That's totally fine. Well, I look at a game like Super Turbo where there's only 16 characters, but there's an insane amount of variety of gameplay in the game because the characters can play completely differently. But not only that, one person can pick a character and play them in one way, while another person picks that character and plays them in a completely different way, and it's completely viable for tournament play, right? Here's a perfect example of that. Chun-Li. I've seen crazy rush down Chun-Li. She's constantly in your face. She won't stop attacking. She's always jumping in an angle where you can't anti-air her. She's tick throwing you into you know, crazy mix loops and things. Then I've seen crazy keep away Chun-Li. Chun-Li that literally will stay away from you and zone you with her fireballs, never let you jump in because she's always counter hitting you on the way down. Like, I've seen these different versions of her played so dramatically differently. And you didn't really see that in recent Street Fighters. What you'll see is, oh, this character is played in this method. That is the way the character is played if you want to win. And if you veer from that formula, you essentially lose, right? It's the epitome of pattern play. You learn one pattern that you adhere to with a character. You use said pattern ad nauseum to win, and that's competitive Street Fighter, or at least that's what competitive Street Fighter has been in the last couple of games from my perspective. Now, I'm not saying there's anything necessarily terribly wrong with that, unless you're okay with every character playing the same forever. It won't create variety. It won't create a sense of identity. It's just kind of like, it is what it is, right? I grew up in a time when that's not what competitive fighters were about. You know, it wasn't about mastering one pattern with a character. It was more about adapting to your situation, using that character and facing off against the other cast members in different situations where you had to think on the fly. Because what if you know how to beat Chun-Li, but the Chun-Li's playing in a way you're not used to? Well, now you gotta adapt. And most people can't do that in modern Street Fighter because they're playing a pattern. You see what I'm saying? So it's very different today than the mentality of how these games used to be played. So in a lot of regards, when I see OGs posting up stuff like that, I kind of understand it. All right? But absolutely, I would say, there's these modern gamers obviously have found a way to make these modern Street Fighter games hype and make them accepted and make them prominent and make them part of gaming culture. Maybe, sadly, those days are just gone. You know what I'm saying? And you look at those old days of games like Super Turbo, and you're like, man, that game will still always stand the test of time. People will always go back to Super Turbo and reference it as the game that put competitive fighting games on the map. But maybe we just got to kind of accept that we're not going to get that again, because that's not what modern gamers want. Modern gamers want flashy. So you have to have a move like Drive Impact in a game because they want the flashiness of it. They want a comeback factor where you can literally be losing and then you make one mistake and get hit by Drive Impact, or use Drive Impact to get a critical hit. And the next thing you know, you just took away 50% of your opponent's health bar and you're well past that hurdle, and now you're on your way back, you know?
Okay, I am speaking here as a complete novice and I'm not even an amateur at fighting games. The last fighting game I played was Tekken Tag Tournament, and I was shite at that game as well. So I'm a fucking clueless buffoon when it comes to fighting games. Here's my take on some of Phil's fucking claims about the most recent Street Fighter beta. I think he might actually have a point about how you know, maybe it should take 2 bars to do a drive impact. That might be a fair point. Where it costs 1 bar, something like that. But there's quite a lot of bars there. So maybe 2 bars instead might actually be a valid point.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Aside from that though, he's fucking delusional as fuck with his ranting and raving. He still fucking wishes for Street Fighter fucking Super Turbo 2. Just every fucking new game be exactly the same as that shit. Thank you very much for the super chat. It says, so he complains about balance fixes and characters changing, then complains about characters not changing and not having balance fixes or pattern play. Yeah, Phil has been Phil. Same old classic Phil Burnell bitching and whining and moaning about nonsense, and he's fucking contradicts himself non-stop. As it's from a neutral perspective from me looking at the fucking game, I watched him play the beta. And I can kind of somewhat get the thing, the what do you call it? The complaints about the drive impact thing, and it should be 2 bars. It does seem a bit easy to fucking execute the fucking drive impact shit, because if you got like fucking 7 or 8 bars and it only costs 1 bar, yeah, I can kind of get that from a neutral perspective. That's literally the kind of only thing I seem to agree with when Phil's ranting and raving. Everything else, you know, he's just fucking bitching and whining about how it's not a fucking old game. Super Turbo 2 was a limited fucking game. It was a popular fucking game, but you're limited to what you could fucking do with the game because of the fucking, you know, the literal, you know, the limited features you could implement in these games at the time. It's an old game from the early 90s. Mid-90s or whatever, you know, so you're limited with what you could actually get into that fucking game in the first place. Also, with time being a factor now, you know, it's a more modern age, you can actually squeeze more into your fucking games. Not only do they fucking look better, you can actually put more gameplay elements into these fucking games because there's more space there's more maneuverability to try and get these games to fucking play better and give it fucking more variety and get people the fucking freedom to play these games how they fucking want. There's actually fucking more things you can do to have these fucking fighters play however you fucking want. Style-wise as well, it's like, this, you know, but Phil doesn't get that. He just fucking thinks it's like, oh, it's not the same as the old fucking fighting games, so I don't like it.
These were not things that used to exist, and you can argue one way or another that they made fighting games better or worse over time. For me, my ultimate pet peeve about any fighting game, all right, is that you make one mistake, you get hit once, and because you literally got hit once, your opponent is able to do an insane combo, right? That takes away the vast majority of your health, and now you have no chance to come back that round. I hate that. That was my major criticism earlier this year with the King of Fighters. What was it, 15? How is it that this game is based on one hit? And if you get the one hit, because there's no damage scaling, someone could do an 80% damage combo on you. And now the round is over. What have I fucking sneezed, right? You shouldn't be based on one mistake, in my opinion. Now, some people could disagree, and that's fine. I mean, take a look at games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, games like Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, that's the game. The whole game is based around getting that one hit, that one mix-up. Zoom, here comes ginormous combo that wipes out the whole enemy team. You win the match, right? And I hate that. I fucking always have hated that. That it's almost like a touch of death. The moment you get hit, the game's over. I don't see how that's competitive, right? You know, instead of playing the fighting game, you might as well just play rock, paper, scissors, right? Because if it's really just about that one thing, oh, done, right? Oh, rock versus scissors, smash the scissors, game over, right? Then why are you playing a fighting game? Right? You could easily just do something else that's just immediate winner or loser. You don't even need to have the semantics of disguising it as some kind of a competitive fighting game when it's literally get one hit, win the match. You know? That's always been my pet peeve about certain fighters. All right? But a lot of people disagree with me and they like that. And again, they like the flashiness factor. That's become, in the last 15 years, since now, it's all about the prominence of streaming and becoming hype around fighting games when they're played competitively. You want your fighting game to be the flashiest thing possible. So you need drive impact. You need the comeback factor. You need the thing that looks special and flashy and crazy on the screen because that attracts the casual viewers. That brings.
It's not just that. It's fucking you're rewarding players for fucking putting together cool combos. It's like it's a strange comparison to make, alright? But it's similar to Rocket League in a sense where, you know, you can play the game normally, right? There's different ways you can play fucking Rocket League. You can just fucking try and be a tryhard, you can play to win and just fucking not have to worry about mechanics. But there's certain things you can do in that fucking game to make it look better, you can look flashy doing and trying to score goals. There's obviously, you can actually do freestyle moves in Rocket League if you're good enough. You can fucking do like flip resets where you fucking bounce on the fucking ball and you get a fucking jump, you know, so you can keep doing that repetitively over and over again. This is the thing, there's multiple ways you can play these fucking games. You know what I mean? You can play whatever way you want, Phil. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with playing it your fucking way, you just fucking need to get good at it. That's a simple thing. Phil is not good enough to play it his fucking way because he's fucking, you know, he's shit, essentially. He's too much an old fucking man to fucking get with the fucking times and get better at a fucking game. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Phil is just fucking terrible at adapting with the fucking times. That's just the fact of the matter. That's just a simple truth of the matter.
In the stream monsters, that brings in the attention to your product, to your game, to your tournament series, that allows you to get more prominence and make more money, right? And I get that. It's business. I get it. But does it water down the competition? I don't know. I think maybe it does, but I honestly don't think that people really care that much anymore. You know, when you look back at the days of the classics, I think I'll always agree that Super Turbo is the best fighting game of all time. But does that mean that I need to write off Street Fighter 6 because it has a few things that are a little different? No, I don't think so. I don't know. Like, it's just a weird fight. I never thought I would actually see people fighting with OGs. I thought these guys were well respected in the community. And it seems like at this point, whatever this current generation is doing in Street Fighter, they've finally like splintered off and said, we're not following the old ways anymore. We don't even respect the old players. Someone actually posted up, don't call them OGs anymore, just call them boomers. It's like, wow. So now you're not even going to give them that respectful title of OG, original gamer, anymore. You're going to remove what would be considered respectful. And you're just going to call them a generic meme name that's generally considered disrespectful, right? Boomer is essentially a negative stereotype or meme, while
Shut the fuck up, you boomer.
OG is considered a positive stereotype or meme. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. I've never seen this happen before. But again, I've been outside of the community. I haven't been paying attention. I guess there really has been a giant...
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's finger and mouth. There you go. Finger and mouth, that's another bingo. I know I missed that there. I was supposed to fucking calling Phil a boomer. Phil's like, holy shit! Is that dirt under my fingernail? Nom 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 nom.
I've never seen this happen before. But again, I've been outside of the community. I haven't been paying attention. I guess there really has been a giant shift in the last 10 years or so. And you know, I wasn't there for 7 of it. I wasn't there for Street Fighter 5. I literally ignored it on purpose because I didn't like it. So I was paying no attention to any of that. I guess if I'm going to play Street Fighter 6, I'm going to become inundated in it again. And by the way, by no means, don't take this as me saying I want to be part of the FGC. I don't. You already know. You saw the ridiculous experience I just had with them a few days ago. I want nothing to do with that toxic nonsense, you know. I'll play Street Fighter 6 from the sidelines. You know, I'll enjoy it. I'll explore characters. I'll play it online. I'll definitely do awesome single-player content. I'll try to play stuff online and do fun stuff for you guys, coverage. I'll probably do Madness series again like I used to. But I don't see myself trying to get back into that community. Not after what I've seen and what I'm observing as an outsider from that community. All I'm seeing is toxicity. And it's like, why the hell would anyone want to be a part of that? You know what I'm like, you know, like, it actually kind of blows my mind that they don't have like leaders in that community speaking out and saying, you know, maybe we should not be such dicks. Maybe we should not be such negative, toxic memesters, constantly trying to pull everything apart, tear people down. Maybe we should be more welcoming. Maybe we should be more, you know what I mean? They're tearing down their own OGs, their own people who used to be respected in the community as the originators of Street Fighter. They're now calling boomers. I mean, holy shit. Anyway, that's really the only thing I really have to talk about today. I didn't really see any really major gaming news or anything going on, but I thought it would be worth a discussion. Okay. Okay. So on the YouTube side of things today, we don't have anything to shout out yet. We don't have any super chats and we don't have any memberships or anything. Thank you for the likes. We're 42 likes and climbing. I appreciate that. We do have a few tips to shout out. Let's see what we've got. Dante is our first tipper of the day and says, will you play Devil May Cry 2 for Halloween? I don't know. I'm not determining what I play for Halloween. You are. You guys are currently nominating the games. And I don't know exactly what you guys are nominating. So I have no clue. You know, what exactly is going to be in that event. I will actually start taking a look at your nominations over the next week. And then I will get to you guys with a poll for the most nominated games and go from there. But I have no idea what people nominated. Okay. Our next tip is another $1 tip from Ryu. Says, you think it was for the best that they got rid of Ono for Capcom's fighting games division? Well, here's the thing. All right. Ono, for what I'm to understand, Everyone who knew Yoshitori, is Yoshitori his first name? Yoshitori Ono, loved the guy. They thought he was like the nicest guy, a very positive exude, like he was smiling constantly, has a little Blanca action figure, obviously a lifelong fan of Street Fighter, and he was definitely responsible for some of the biggest hits of Street Fighter. He was the one who was in charge of Street Fighter 4 when it literally reinvigorated fighting games and recreated the whole fighting game movement, 13 years ago. So obviously the guy did something right. You can't stare at him and be like, oh, he's absolutely responsible for the downfall of competitive Street Fighter and he did all this and that. I mean, did he make mistakes? Yes. But I don't think you can stare at the guy, oh, the finger of blame solely on Ono and stuff like that, right? You can't do that. At the same time, I mean, you take a look at what happened with the fighting games division, right, of Street Fighter, and you take a look at things such as the several different iterations of Street Fighter 4 that came out that maybe you can argue diluted the game and made it not as fun by the end competitively. The insanely botched Street Fighter Cross Tekken game launch, where literally just based on the fact that characters were on this DLC, people destroyed the game. I think, honestly, people kind of hated on the game more than it really deserved. Because art-wise, I thought it looked pretty good. And gameplay elements made the gameplay very similar to the Capcom vs. SNK series. But it wasn't until the gem system was implemented, and then the on-disc DLC was revealed, that the game was essentially buried by the fighting game community and mainstream gamers as a whole. They saw the slippery slope there, and they just didn't want to deal with locked content on a physical disc that you had bought, okay? And that was him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was under his watch. He was the one that was in charge of competitive fighting games at Capcom at the time, right? And then, yes, he was in charge of Street Fighter during the launch of Street Fighter V, which is arguably one of the worst fighting game launches of all time, if not the worst. A beta that didn't work, a second beta that also didn't work, the launch of the physical game that everyone bought, and it didn't work, and there was no offline content to speak of, so literally you buy a game and it's unplayable, it's worthless. It's a fucking... It's a cup rest, right? What do you call it? A cup holder? Or a coaster. It's a coaster. Like, yeah, that was some of the worst I've ever seen. I couldn't believe how the mighty had fallen. You're talking the game that was the most prominent fighting game of all time. The game that inspired every other competitive fighting game. This is your 5th installment, and you can't get it right time after time after time. You just keep fucking things up. Because they became a laughing stock. It was so ridiculously bad. And he was in charge, So, you gotta wonder. Could Ono kind of have been regarded as almost like the George Lucas of fighting games? And here's what I mean by that. At one point, George Lucas was incredibly prominent, making amazing movie franchises like Indiana Jones and, other things. And then what happened over time, right? Essentially, he ruined them all, right? Like, that's what everyone argues. Everyone argues that George Lucas ruined all his franchises over time. Take a look at Star Wars and all of that, right? And when he went on to try to make more content after that, everyone said it sucked. It failed. To the point where now, people turn George Lucas from one of the idols of the industry into almost like a laughing joke, a running joke. You don't really think of George Lucas in a very positive light unless you think about Indiana Jones or the original Star Wars trilogy. That's about it, right? Was Ono in the right place at the right time and just did everything right at one point, but then kind of like lost his way when he was given more power and more prominence in the industry to design multiple games at one time and multiple projects at a time? Maybe he just couldn't handle it, or I don't know, maybe he was just lucky. Who knows, right? But let's be honest here. Okay, Street Fighter 6 has been under development for a long time. The rumors, and we can't confirm them, the rumors were originally Street Fighter 6 was going to be a team-based fighting game, not a one-on-one. And Ono presented what his team had worked on to the board of directors at Capcom, to which they shot the entire project down, said it looked horrible, and that's when they took Ono out of a prominent role in the fighting game division. They were going to reshuffle him around to somewhere else in the company, and he resigned. And that was the end of Ono at Capcom. Kind of a sad ending for a guy who everyone kind of liked in the industry, right? But how many fails did he have? Right? Let's be honest. He failed a lot. After that Street Fighter 4, success, he was basically failing at everything else that he did. So maybe it was time for a shift in leadership. And let's be honest here. Ono is gone. We just played the Street Fighter 6 beta, right? And what just happened? We probably experienced the best beta ever for a fighting game. Everything worked, right? 8 characters, so good variety, right? The graphics are groundbreakingly amazing for a fighting game. The game mechanics are sound and solid, right? Like, almost no complaints, almost no criticisms. Want to talk about a 180 shift from the tone of Street Fighter V, right? Street Fighter V kind of felt like amateur night. Like a bunch of people who never made a game before got together to make a fan service game that just happens to be called Street Fighter. While Street Fighter 6 feels like Street Fighter 4 again. It feels like there's polish, there's a ton of money and attention and everything put into it. And you know what we can actually argue about this? This is because Capcom had a big success with Resident Evil 7. Because Resident Evil 7, redesigning the franchise and making it prominent again, made a lot of money. That allowed them to make more games and more games. And essentially, Street Fighter 6 is budgeted by the success of Resident Evil 7 and Monster Hunter. I don't want to discount Monster Hunter. I feel like I do. I feel like in my content, I never mention it because I'm not into Monster Hunter. You guys know, I've tried it. I thought it was just okay. It was passable. It was grindy, kind of repetitive and boring. My stream audience didn't particularly like it. But Monster Hunter has made Capcom so much money, in addition to the resurgence of the Resident Evil franchise, that now they can throw money at a game like Street Fighter 6. And holy shit, does this game look to me like it's ultra polished, right? Like everything looks good about it. Unlike Street Fighter 5, that just looked like a fucking unfinished mess. So, yeah. I don't know. You know, I don't want to blame Ono for everything. But is it a weird coincidence he leaves Capcom and now Street Fighter 6 beta comes out and it's one of the best ever done? I don't know. All right, I got another tip here. Tartarian Truth has tipped me $3.33, which is our biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Excuse me, that is disgusting. Remember, guys, you get a fun holiday-themed animation if you tip certain levels: 420, 5, 10, 666 is one as well, 20, 30, and 50. All those levels and in between get you an animation. The reason we don't have an animation right now is because all these tips have been too low to qualify for an animation, okay? So Tartarian Truth says, hey, Phil, I always enjoy your Level 1 podcast. Keep up the great work. Have you heard or do you believe in Atlantis? I hope the stream goes well. I mean, who hasn't? Especially someone like me who used to read comic books back in the day. You know, Namor in the Marvel Universe, or Aquaman in the DC Universe. You know, both of which having undersea kingdoms. And the rumor that there really was a kingdom that wasn't underwater at one point, but then sunk under the water and became, you know, Kingdom of Atlantis. And then rumors that, oh, it's still down there, and there's actually a whole civilization living under the water in a dome or whatever. Something crazy like that, right? I think we've all heard it. Do I believe in it? I mean, are there cities who literally could be buried underwater right now? Yes. But, you know, does Atlantis actually exist? I don't know. I'm the kind of guy, I don't want to be closed-minded and just say, no. Because we don't have factual evidence to say that, right? How do you know? Right? Same thing, people say, do you believe in the supernatural? Do you believe in ghosts? No. No, I'm not going to say no. Because just because I've never experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I have no first-hand experience with it, so maybe. I like to stay open-minded about stuff like that. Maybe there was a undersea kingdom that existed at one point, you know, or maybe there was a kingdom that was above ground and sunk. And, you know, that's the rumor that Atlantis was based off of and where the legend came from, right? But I haven't seen any evidence of that. And, you know, is it unlikely? Yes, it's unlikely. But it doesn't mean that it's untrue or not possible. It just means it's unlikely. You know, it's a different a different way to approach it, or a different way to look at it, right? Okay. All right. So that's all I've really got. If you guys would like to ask a question, please tag me in the stream chat. We got a little bit of extra time for Q&A at the end of the show here today before we jump back into Evil Within. And of course, if anyone else contributes in any way, I'll give you a shout out as well. No, Julia, I have zero plans to do a second Lost Judgment playthrough. That game was incredibly long. I pretty much did a completionist run by doing all the school stories. I have absolutely no plans to go back to that game in the future. Okay. Daki, I wouldn't know. He says, do you feel you're adapting better to modern fighters than most of your OG FGC compatriots? I mean, I don't know. Right? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know what they're up to. I don't follow the FGC, like I said, so sadly that's out of context for me. No, I've never seen a Joe Rogan podcast ever. Spartanius one says, any limits to what you can react to during the apocalypse? Well, it would have to be essentially something that's considered old or outdated and safe to react to. If you pick an ad that's recent, I'm going to get in trouble if I react to it. But if you pick an ad from the 80s or 90s, no one cares about those. No one's going to be claiming those. No one's going to be hitting you with copyright strikes for outdated ads that no one runs anymore. They're essentially kind of become almost public domain, you see. So I would be looking for stuff that would be safe to react to, you know. Daki, I have no idea. I literally just said on this podcast, I have not looked at your results yet for what you guys have nominated. Can't tell you if there's any front runners because I haven't looked at the results yet. Okay. Do I intend to watch a Don Tacos Japanese commercial? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. How do I feel about the Mario movie? I think that the teaser trailer looks good. And that's all I really have to say about that. Yes, I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 at launch. Yes. On the Xbox Series X. There is no maximum amount of games you can nominate. No, I cannot sing Rap God by Slim Shady. I already gave my thoughts on the Street Fighter 6 beta very extensively. Watch my podcast from over the past week. If you would like ongoing coverage, I talked about it all weekend, and then I had a summary on Monday. No, we cannot do a Duolingo stream where I learn Japanese. No. Absolutely not. I don't know what my game of the year is so far. I'd have to go back and recap all the games that I played this year. I get the feeling I've forgotten about a lot of the ones that I played early on. I really do. I think that when you play a game early on in the year, it could be amazing, and then because other stuff happens during the course of the year, it just kind of leaves your memory. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh yeah, this, when I might just miss out on stuff. I have to go recap all the games I played. Hey, Clyde Baxter, enjoy your band. Just goodbye. I've had enough. Okay. No, I'm not going to watch the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio on Netflix. I don't have Netflix. Am I more excited for God of War Ragnarok or Callisto Protocol? It's a different kind of excitement. Like, God of War Ragnarok, of course I'm excited for. God of War was my favorite game of 2018 and one of my favorite games of the last decade. It's really well done. In fact, Kat and I are watching a playthrough of God of War 2018 to refresh our memories for God of War next month. We figure it makes sense to watch the playthrough now, refresh ourselves on all the gameplay elements as well as the plot. So I play the new one. I'm remembering everything that just happened. Not that I'm trying to, play catch up and 4 years ago what happened. I'm trying to actually, refresh myself now to prepare for the playthrough. But Callisto Protocol looks like it has everything that I want in survival horror. Incredibly creepy atmosphere and graphics, great gameplay elements, gore, shocking scares, and twisted stuff. A story that's going to be a mystery. So it's hard to gauge my level of excitement. Like, okay, here's what I will do for you, all right? Here are the games I'm most excited for in the next few months. You ready? The Resident Evil 8 DLC, God of War Ragnarok, Callisto Protocol. There you go. Those are actually the three I'm the biggest on right now. Like, those are the three that I'm the most excited for, okay? I'm sure there's going to be other great games in there. There's tons coming out. But those three, I'm kind of holding in the same level of regard right now, and I hope that they're all outstanding. And if they are, you're going to have... Those are likely, for me, kind of like the things that are kind of standing out as Game of the Year contenders. You know what I mean? There very well maybe more in there, because there's tons more games coming out, but those are the ones that stand out for me. So... Shout out to Kuri Kuri. Did a super chat. Says, if Capcom makes a movie called Street Fighter Kid, they want you as the old man to train the kid. Would you agree to take the role? What in the holy hell are you talking about? What? What on earth are you speaking of? Who would make that movie? Why would they want me? And what the hell does that have to do with Street Fighter? I don't even know. I can't even answer your question. It's so weird. I got another tip here. $1 tip from an anonymous tipper. Says, what game are you looking forward to the most? For me, it's Ragnarok. I literally just answered that question. I said those are the three. Resident Evil 8 DLC, God of War Ragnarok, Callisto Protocol are the top three. But I don't necessarily rank those. I just think I'm excited for all of them. Okay? Goodyear Blimp. The super chat asked me about someone named Shoe Nice 22. I don't know who that is. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you for the super chat. If you ask me silly or dumb questions, you're just going to get a silly or dumb answer. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm on the fence about the Dead Space remake. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. They added Gizmo to Multiverses today? No, they did not. Gizmo's been out for many, many weeks. I think you're saying they added Stripe to Multiverses today. There's a Halloween event you can earn currency for skins. Good. Good for them. I like the game. No one wants to see me play it anymore, so I retired it, I liked Multiverses. I wanted to keep it in the rotation, and the more I played it, the more people just sat around and complained. So I stopped playing it. What are you going to do? I'll play what you guys want. And if you guys are going to complain, then I'm not going to keep playing something, so that's why I dropped it, right? What's my opinion on PlayStation Stars? I talked about this the other day. I signed up for it, and it looks like what happens is there's two things to it. Number one, you earn virtual items that only people who are enabled to see your profile can see. That seems pretty worthless to me. But you can also earn credits towards, the PlayStation Store. So it's kind of like a loyalty rewards program. The more you spend, the more you earn. That sounds good to me. I buy all my games digitally, so anything I play on my PS5, I'm going to be buying digitally, and it'll earn rewards. So, great. Very similar to what Xbox is doing with the reward system, which I've now had for a year, and I believe if you take a look at how much I've earned, actually, where do I see that? I don't know where you see that. Yeah, I'm not sure where you see your credits. I'd like to see how many I have, because I think I could trade it in at some point for credits to buy a game or something, but I don't know where to see them. I'm looking at my dashboard. I literally do not see a section for it. There's gamer score, achievements. I have no idea where it is. Yeah, I have no idea where it is. What happens is when I boot up a Game Pass game, typically there'll be a pop-up that will say, "Oh, you earned points for today," and then you can then take a look at it. Maybe it's under Game Pass. Is it under Game Pass? Deals and perks. I don't see it. I don't know. Play later. Quest. Is this it? Quests. Turn in your quests. Here we are. So, I've been buying games digitally, or I've had Game Pass for a year, right? Under this rewards program under Xbox. And I have enough points right now. Let's see here. Are they? Ciara is saying memberships are 50% off. Is that true? Are memberships currently half price here on YouTube? Does anyone else see that? So I have 15,000 points.
We can check that very quickly ourselves if we want to. Not sure if that's true or not, but let's go to DSP Gaming and let's click on join.
Hey,
No, it still says $4.99 a month. So there you go. Doesn't look like it's because I'm not becoming a fucking member of DSP. Fuck that shit. I'm just proving a fucking point. It's still a normal fucking price.
with that, you can get a $10 Xbox gift card for $8,700. So I'm actually close to having about $20 of credit here on my Xbox, right? Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, if you look at it this way. Let's say you save up your rewards for like 2-3 years and you buy everything digitally. You might be able to afford not only a whole game, maybe you can afford like other stuff, right? Maybe you can afford a console or something. That'd be pretty neat, you know? And yeah, I would say it's a good program for both Xbox and for Sony to have a loyalty rewards program. It makes sense. And it incentivizes people to buy digital, while a lot of people argue, oh, well, digital you don't want because you can trade in your games. Yeah, but if you're earning points towards getting money off games in the future anyway, that doesn't really matter, does it? Especially with the low trade-in values you get relatively most places these days. Anyway, that's my take. Curry, there's another super chat. Says you never watched Karate Kid, kind of like Snap a Street Fighter and OG helping a new kid to become #1. No, Curry, my point I'm making is why would they make that movie? Like, who would want that? Right? Why would you want a movie that's a spin-off of Karate Kid but with Street Fighter? Like, I don't think anyone would want that. The Ultrasonic Assquake is claiming they don't have a membership, and the membership is showing us half off for them right now. So is that true that currently there's a whole half-off promotion going on? And I'm also curious, is that only for if you get a membership for yourself, or is that also for gifted memberships? Right? Big Boss says, no, mine is showing his normal price. I don't know. Until I hear something official, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. I think it's time to end the show, shall we? Thanks for being a chill audience, as always. And, you know.
Brace yourselves for the fucking jump scare, guys. You're always trying to pretend to sneak it in there.
I'm excited to make more progress at Evil Within. Thanks for chilling with me. I hope that people will enjoy and support the stream. And that's it. I'm excited. This is the calm before the storm. When we come back on Friday, the storm has begun. The fall gaming storm with Scorn. So, you know, enjoy the final chill day. Reed is saying membership shows us 20% off for them. Some people are saying it's not showing us any kind of discount. Right? Crazy. All right, guys, thank you so much. Great show. Until Friday, when we will pick up, you know, and resume from here, I leave you with this final thought. Happy Halloween. You guys, you forget I'm going to do that every day.
No, we never fucking do.
Half the time I forget about it, and I remember it last minute. I'm like, oh yeah, I get to do this. Anyway, okay. So, let's get the webcam the proper size. There we go. So, Ultrasonic says, discount funded by YouTube. This one-time offer is personalized and time limited. So it seems like some people are being offered discounted rates on memberships right now. I don't know why, because some people are saying they're not. Okay? The camera... There we go. The camera was sticking out. Now, I heard the landscapers outside, but last time they did this, I closed the window and they walked away. All right, here's what we'll do. We're going to go on a brief break. I got to use the restroom anyway, real quick. I'm not going to run an ad. I'm just going to mute the mic and go use the restroom and come back. If they're still out there making noise, I'll close the window, all right? All right, guys,Ll be back shortly. Thank you for being here to chill with me. I'll be right back.
And of course, I can just fucking skip past this because we are a whole 13 minutes behind live DSP. And he's not actually going to be away that long. He literally was away like 5 minutes or something. So, hang on. He's back. He's back now. Okay, so here we go.
All right, well, can you hear the landscapers? I hear them, but it's...
Greg Lake is saying he checked it and he's offered him a membership for $1.99. Maybe it's country specific. Maybe it's actually tied specifically to some countries or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, maybe there is some perks of people that can actually get discounts on memberships. Well, I mean, that might help Phil. I don't think it will. Because the people who weren't willing to spend $4 on a membership, they're not going to spend $2. That's just my take on it.
It's not loud, but when they come by and they're going to be louder, I guess I'll have to close the window. Plus, I don't want the freaking grass blowing in here. Oh, God. I did take my allergy pill today. Well, I really don't need an allergic reaction today. You know, I'm getting over nonstop allergic reactions that I've been having for months. I really don't need one today, so I really hope this doesn't affect me. Let me see where they are, actually. Oh, crap, they're right there. Alright, I'm gonna close it.
I love that, man. Oh crap, they're right there. The fucking damn it. The landscapers are right fucking there. Day around. Close the window. Pretend we're not home. Jesus Christ, man. Ian Sorer says, seeing as he plays mainly Game Pass games, he has spent £1,500 to get those points. What games has he been buying add-ons for? Because no way he spent that much on games. Fuck Devano, man. Fuck Devano. We are six away from a full house. Could happen still. It might happen.
Close it for now. I really don't want to have an allergic reaction. It's going to get very hot in here, but I guess I'd rather be hot than not able to fucking breathe, right? Sneezing and my throat swollen up. Hopefully they'll pass by within the next hour, and then by the time that we start like the second half of the stream, I can open the window again, because it's going to be so hot in here if I can. There it is. So I'm at 15,862, and it said like 8,700 to get $10. So probably by the end of the year, right? Probably by the end of this year, I'll probably have enough that it's like 25 bucks of credit or something on here. No, King Kane, I'm done with multiverses. I've explained. People didn't want it anymore. I was excited to play multiverses and check out all new characters and everything, and the viewers spoke and said we don't want it anymore. Like overwhelmingly, people weren't watching the videos anymore. They weren't showing up to the streams, and they weren't supporting. And they said do anything else. We're tired of multiverses. So I stopped playing it. I know Stripe. I own a fucking Gremlin shirt.
Yeah. Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Yami Jackie for a super chat. It says 7 more days till I can get out of this crazy hellhole of a job and into a place with actual windows. Woo! Also, hi lovelies. That's fantastic news, Yami Jackie. Congratulations on a new job, which actually has windows for you to fucking enjoy. That's fucking great stuff. But yeah, because fuck those Mac computers. Windows is a better computer. I'm sure you actually mean proper windows, like actual fucking windows to look out of and not computers. I'm just being a dick. But yeah, congratulations on a new job, Yami Jackie. That's good stuff to hear. Well done.
I watched the living shit out of Gremlins when I was a kid. I love the movie. I would love to play with Stripe, but no one seems to want it. So I don't have an AC unit to turn on during back. It's been uninstalled for almost a month now. All right, I have to move the camera, correct? Got good, centered. Looks all right, right? Looks good. Okay, are you guys ready? All right, here we go. By the way, one thing I will say, I'm about to get started. Please, guys, let's engage today. What I mean by that is yesterday, several times during the stream, for some reason, people just straight up stopped talking. And that's honestly annoying. I want to have an interactive, fun stream with you guys. That's the point of me streaming, or else I would just be playing this offline. Like, who cares about the stream, right? And I get the feeling sometimes when I play a game like this, people do disconnect, especially if it's not a new game. I want to keep the stream interactive and fun. So please, keep talking, tag me in the chat, let's have conversation. I don't want to feel like I'm playing it for myself, okay? Fair enough. I mean, you guys voted to see this. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Hello, X-Shooter, how are you? Welcome. All right, let's do this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
He is now fucking live, or he's fucking recording for YouTube, so that is the end of DSP Bingo for fucking today. We're 6 away from a full house, sadly. It wasn't to be today. He never talked about detractors or trolls, he never said he was tired, he never mentioned game codes. He had fucking specific chances to talk about game codes, but for whatever reason didn't fucking mention it, but that only denied us 1 extra bingo. The fact that we didn't get the centre space denied us only 1 extra bingo happening. So there's no such as a fucking key difference between winning and losing the whole thing. He never said it, he didn't fucking fold his arms. So it's a strange one, a very strange one today. Let's click on live DSP. $6. He has got the amazing achievement of $6 fucking dollars so far. What a fucking performance. I am going to end the stream how I always end the fucking streams, guys. I'm going to play Pixar Animations Notorious PIG Contributions. A great wee fucking... And by the way, let me shout out... I'm pretty... It is Pixar, I think it does, isn't it? Let me check. 2 seconds. Pixar... Yes, okay, you can. Okay, guys. You guys can become a member of Pixar Animations if you wish. It doesn't cost as much as Phil's or it's just $3 a month. $3 a month. You can become a member of Pixar Animations, help him get a new computer so he can make even better animations for us all to enjoy. he recently introduced that. I've got to think of a way. There's like I can't become a member. I think I need to change my account status because I can never become a member. It's something to do with fucking. I don't know. It's bizarre to me. I don't know. But yeah, there you go, guys. Pixar Animations offering memberships. Join if you so wish. I'm going to end the video how I always end the video, guys. I'm going to end with Pixar. One of my favourite videos he's ever made. Notorious PIG contributions. But hey guys, thank you very much for joining me for this bingo. I'm sorry it wasn't a full house, but it's been a decent wee, session anyway. Decent wee week of enjoyable content creation or whatever. Enjoyable bingo. We got to watch Phil make an arse of himself. We got to watch him we got to fucking freak out. He raged and whined about a tweet, and talked all this shit. As usual sort of copying from Phil Burnell. And we can expect some interesting stories from his day off on Friday. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I have nothing to stream about. I don't think that's going to change between now and tomorrow. But I might do a game. I might do what do you call it? That fucking game. It'd be Quiplash. Is it Quiplash or not Quiplash? What do you call it? It's Quiplash. I don't know. Quiplash International or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I might do that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done that, so I might do that for people if they want. But yeah, fuck it anyway. Guys, hope you all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, how you wish to spend it, and hope you enjoy Phil's day off as well. But until then, yeah guys, this has been King Jad. Hope you all enjoyed the bingo. Thanks again for all your, not only the contributions that you guys gave me, but for engaging in the chat and also keeping me right in the bingo card, things I missed, whatever. You guys are great at spotting things I missed because I'm a dumbass, and I appreciate everyone's help with that, you know what I mean? So hopefully when we come back to DSP Bingo on Friday, we can come back strong with another full house. But until then, I hope you all enjoy yourselves, and I'll catch you on Friday if you so wish to join me. But yeah, enjoy yourselves, have a good one, guys. Peace out. And wait, is this... It is normal speed, good. It is normal speed. Every fucking time I do this, sometimes I'm too fast a speed. So yeah, let me just stop Meerkat's music, and we can enjoy some Pixar Animations Notorious PIG contributions. Right guys, have a good one. I'm out. Cheerio now.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone.